there, ref. That she got the ball.
Yes, everyone. Welcome back to the Irish Hotspur, the first regular season Premier League watch-along of the season of the channel. Looking forward to this one. Let's hope that Spurs bag the 3 points, get started off right under this second season under Ange Postecoglou. We're coming up against Steve Cooper's Leicester City side, and this is a team that I think we should be bagging 3 points against. Let's just see how well the boys can do it. And I'm looking forward to it. New look watch along, thanks to yours truly, Nick Lazy8. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Looks nice and spick and spam. Looks nice and fresh. We have the lineups in front of you there to the right, and Nick should be joining us in a moment or two here, and I'll add him in once he's in here. But everybody, just want to say massive appreciation for all the support that we've received throughout this summer and throughout all these years that we've been doing this channel. Only been doing this channel for so long, but we have grown massively, and we do really appreciate you guys. We've reached 15,000 today, and looking forward to even more and just growing together. And I just think we have a very, very special community here on the Irish Hotspur. But Dave, before I read out the lineups, how are you doing? You're singing to yourself. You're buzzing. You're getting those early, not even early season. It is the season. It's upon us, but you're getting those early jitters, those that optimistic sort of buzz because the Premier League is back and Spurs are back.
Do you know what, though, Jack? Is there any greater feeling than football, right? It's the only thing in life that can make a grown man feel like a child again. Last night, I felt like a child going to bed. I woke up this morning, I was sent down to do the food shopping. Not the best start of the day because I had other plans. However, I walked down there singing Spurs songs, making up Spurs songs in my head, got back, sat on the computer responding to comments, listening to Spurs songs. I'm absolutely pumped for today. Start the 24-25 campaign. Despite my reservations how far this squad can carry us, for once we've got a squad that most of it, if not all of it, can play the Postecoglou way. I'm excited to see what happens tonight. Hopefully we can get off to a good start. Some of the other big teams in the league have got off to a good start, but I will say there hasn't been one big win yet over the course of the weekend. Usually there's one on opening day weekend. Can it be us tonight? I'm pumped. Let's bloody go, and let's see what the season has in store for us. Come on, Tottenham.
Can we deliver the 3-0? Can we deliver the 4-0? Exactly right, Dave. I'd love to hear that sort of enthusiasm. But let's get straight to the lineup here, and then we'll get straight to the chat. Already so many people already in the house joining us, and thank you so much. We have Vicario in goals. We have Pedro Porro at right back. We have Romero at right-sided center back with Van de Ven alongside him in the center back position. Udogie is our left back. It's good to see that back four and goalkeeper pairing all together again, our starting back four. And then we have Sarr, Bentancur as the baseline midfielders, the deep-lying playmakers. And then we have Madison as our number 10 for this one with no Bergvall. He's going to be on the bench. But we do have Johnson, Solanke, and Son as the front three. Even though Dave and I would have made some tweaks personally to this lineup, I think Dave, by the way, everybody, can't go anyplace else now for those predicted lineups because Dave got it absolutely spot on 1 through 11 for that predicted lineup, which is just great to see. And Dark Sun G is joining us nice and early, as well as Mark, another member of the house. Big up to you, Mark, saying Johnson is better as an impact sub. In my opinion, come on, you Spurs. I think some people would agree with you, and that was certainly the case last season there, Mark. But Dark Sun G, Dave, has said, come on, you Spurs. Let's win today and revenge for that 4-2 defeat 2 seasons to go when Bentancur got injured and our season started to fall apart. Also, I don't remember a window where we got rid of this many players. It seems like for Dark Sun G, the big highlight of this transfer window has been the outgoings. And while you and I, Dave, we've had our kind of little tweaks here and there that we would have made to the transfers, this is one of them that I think that you and I have shown praise about are the outgoings. And Nick has just joined us. I'm going to add him in here in just a second. But Dave, do you mind answering that one for me with Dark Sun G? I think you would agree that the outgoings have been better than years past.
No, 100%. And this is something that I've been, saying the club has needed to undertake for quite some times in terms of the outgoing, because all they were doing is kicking the can down the road to the next summer. And believe it or not, it hinders your business. It hinders your plans because you have to relook at players, etc., etc. And then you also, it takes away from focusing on the incomings and the improvements because you're trying to get so many outgoings out. We now don't have that problem anymore after this summer transfer window. So that's a huge plus for us. in terms of taking a giant step forward. So I'm absolutely happy that we have undertook that, Dark Sunji, and it needed to be done for quite some time. Okay, have we maybe recouped the fees for the amount of players we've let go? I think we've let go 13 or 14. Maybe haven't recouped the fees that maybe we wanted for them. However, it's just important to finally kick that on. So even if we don't win something this season, but we see progression next season, we know exactly where we're at, which is a huge plus going forward. No more distractions in these transfer windows, and we can just focus on ourselves and improvement. And that's the name of the game, Dark Sunji. If you want to get to titles, focus on how you can improve. So that's where all our focus should be right now.
And Nick, we have you live in front of the Irish Hotspur audience. It's good to have you back on these watch-alongs, and thank you for redesigning it. Thanks for giving us a new job. You're like our pimp my ride for the watch-along. You've given it a whole new look, a whole new style. How are you doing today, sir? Good to have you back with us.
I've been called that a lot in my life, not necessarily on my life, but several times and several different occasions, man. I'm doing good, man. Where in the hell are you? Are you in the bathroom of the Miami Hilton right now?
It does look like the Marriott.
It looks slick, and I like it. I'll say that straight off, man. I'm doing good, man, and I'm very excited, man. I've been waiting months and months like everybody else. Preseason just it just isn't the real thing. We've been waiting for this that lineup. I'm sure you guys got into it. I'm not very surprised at all. I think that's not everything that I wanted to see, but it's what I expected to see.
No, it's good to have you with us, and it's good to have less of a blank, disgusting, bad background for me than usual. And it should improve, once I actually do have a place that I can really solidify as my own for these watch-alongs and for all this content. But for right now, I'm like Rick and Brighton, Dave, where I'm just all over the place. It's a new scene. It's a new background every single stream.
No, look, what I will say is we just need to get you a foldable cockerel so you can bring that around with you and stick it up on any wall wherever you are, over the course of your travels. Just quickly on the lineup. I expected a lot of it, to be brutally honest. The only one I maybe expected was Kulusevski to come in for Brennan Johnson. But I'll start with the back line just quickly. There is going to be doubts about the fitness, how ready they are in terms of Romero, Van de Ven and Adoji. They've had very little preseason, very little minutes for Tottenham Hotspur. The midfield as well with Bentancur, another one with very few minutes. Let's see how he gets on. Onto the right wing. Look, I have my issues with Brennan Johnson. However, he's selected. Now we've got to get behind him and hopefully he can come out and produce the goods. It won't stop me having a look at his performance and having my say on it and stuff like that. But he's selected now. Let's get behind him. Let's see what he can do. There's no point in moaning about it. And maybe there's a reason why Kulusevski is dropped to the bench. Does Postecoglou even see him as a winger anymore after bringing in someone like Udebur? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he sees him as one of them central players and is maybe saying to Kulu, you've had a great preseason. You've got to do more to get into the spine of this team.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have so many in the house, so many to get to here, and let's just greet them as quickly and as best as we can. But just want to say, as always, thanks for picking us as your watch-along destination. Thanks for supporting this channel. You guys really have created such a special community and such a tight-knit one as well. No matter how much we grow, it does feel like we continue to grow closer and closer and have such a special community here. But James Paratrooper is in the house. We also have Dark Sun G yet again here saying, I think Johnson starts because he is a Nottingham Forest boy. If I knew my rivalries correctly, aren't Forest and Leicester rivals? Johnson would want to score today. Nick, you seem to be nodding your head. Do you agree?
Yeah, Northern, Upper Midlands, Northern. I mean, who can tell? There's a lot of bifurcations of that entire country. But yeah, I believe that's is that Yorkshire? Leicester? Dave doesn't know, and he's practically next door. But yeah, there's something about the rivalry up there, man. Also in the chat, man, let me know if that's any better on the mic, because
I turned you out manually. I tried to fix it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that may be too much.
Me now anyway.
Well,
right,
everybody
cool.
can get back to us, and I'll monitor it as it goes along. But I'll do my best to keep an eye on it as we go, especially before we're even kicked off here, because eventually the screaming and the shouting will happen, and we'll need Dave to do his best on that department, because I'm sadly not alone, in a bedroom somewhere to be doing some of the screaming and the shouting. So Dave will definitely, hopefully, be doing some Timos on the dance floor, some dom dee dom Solankis and etc.
I hope so.
And Dave, with Johnson starting, we did say that just quickly that Madison, right, playing against his former team, Leicester City. Do you think there's hope that Johnson could have a bit of a chip on his shoulder coming up against this Forest team, or sorry, against this Leicester team, being a former Forest player?
Yeah, but it's more based on psychology rather than actually performances, and that's maybe where I'm concerned. Look, of course, Dark Sun G is absolutely spot on. He will want to come in here and put in a performance. You know, he'll embellish that rivalry just like Richarlison every time he comes up against Liverpool, right? And sometimes it's an absolute masterstroke. Richarlison, no matter what form he's in, he does something against Liverpool. He scores or assists, you know, and it might be a masterstroke playing Brennan Johnson there today, but he's going to have a massive game now. Udeber's in the club. Kulusevski ain't going to keep sitting on the bench either. So he's got to have a massive game today. He has to produce. The pressure is on him. Let's hope he can do it. You know, at the end of the day, like I said, there's no point in sitting here and moaning about it right now. He's in the lineup. Let's see what he can do for the next 45 minutes.
Let's see what he can do. Absolutely right. Shawnee Maddox is in here, of course, and he's saying, Jack, are your arms getting tired from all this flying? Sadly, I'm not Homelander. I'm not Superman, so I can't do that much flying, Sean. Would have to rely on the airplane. But Spurs GCTV is in here. King Hoddle is in here. Slim Boy Tubbs, really appreciate you, Slim Boy. We also have Gabrielle One saying 20,000 or bust while the pressure is now on. Lee Harvey is in here as well. Appreciate you. Leo Gran, Rainman, so many members in the house. We're very appreciative of that. Danny Darko, the one and only, saying he wants some of the tops that Dave and I had on from earlier, and he wants us to sign it. Well, Danny, we'll try to find those tops so you can get one of your own. So, because I do love this jacket that Ali gave me. I'm pretty sure I think Dave also loves his as well. Daniel Larson is in here. Big up the Nick man. He's glad to see Nick on the house in the watch long, as am I. Leo Starman Recordings, good to see you. We have Rohan in the house. Really appreciate you, Rohan, saying nice setup, guys. Can't wait to see the Solanke up front. Let's go. Absolutely right. Kevin Ferguson is in here. Jacob Anderson, who's been with us for so long. I think Jacob Anderson has even been a member of this channel longer than I've even been part of this channel. So appreciate you, Jacob. And thanks for joining us yet again for another watch along. Paul Markey saying, I'm stumped. What the F does Ange see in that waste of space? Tinkerbell Johnson, or Tinkerbell Johnson. Dave, I mean, he's very loyal to Madison and he's very loyal to Johnson. You could argue he's almost more loyal to Johnson than he is to Madison, because he has given Madison a few scares here and there, right? But what do you make of Ange's loyalty? It is the first game of the season, so he is going to stick with, you know, the players that he does trust. But sooner rather than later, if Johnson doesn't perform, he is going to have to consider, you know, not being so loyal.
Look, first of all, I don't think he is loyal to Madison. He took him off as a substitution nearly every game last season, and he dropped him, you know, a couple of times towards the end of last season. But I want to see the same attitude put towards Brennan Johnson. Look, I'm not going to sit here and bag the kid, you know, 45 minutes in, you know, 50 minutes out from kickoff and that. There's no point, you know, it's not going to achieve anything. However, you know, there's a lot of question marks around the guy's, you know, end product. It just hasn't been there for large parts of the season. There's question marks, you know, can he bring other things to the game against what's going to be a tight, compact defense tonight where we need players to be able to get on the ball, draw players in towards them, so it creates space for others around him. Johnson doesn't have that ability. He doesn't have the ability to be able to beat players either, and I can understand a lot of fans' frustrations. You know, he didn't do anything in preseason to really alleviate any of them, you know, concerns or them frustrations, and to be put back out there tonight, I'm not sure why. It is a bit stubborn of Ange, but look, maybe Dark Sun G hit the nail on the head. The fact that it's Leicester City, he's a Nottingham boy, you know, that's a bit of psychology involved in it, and that's why he's out there tonight. But like I said, 45 minutes. Let's see how the kid gets on.
Let's see how he gets on.
Let's see how he gets on. He's not a kid. We got to stop calling him a kid.
Well, you have another kid. If you don't want to call him a kid, we have another one in Kulusevski who can come on and certainly make an impact for Brennan Johnson. We don't have the kid of Odebear on the bench, which Darkson G has pointed out, which would be a nice impact sub to have, and
He's
also somebody
waiting
on that work permit and waiting to make his impact into the team. And I'm excited to see what he can do once he is available. But sadly, he's not going to be for this one. More likely for the Everton watch along, but. Dark Sun G has followed up with us yet again. John Tucker, though, is in the house. Good to see you, John Tucker. We also have Hug the Love Bear, great name. Nishan is in here. Steve Combo, great name as well. Stevie Combo. Terry Wright's in here. Big up to you, Terry. Chris D is in here as well. Member of the Chris Army, a very, very good Chris Army, in fact. And Mark is just correcting us. It's the Midlands, not Yorkshire. You know what's funny is I was going to correct you guys, but considering I am alongside Nick, the resident Yank, on the channel, I didn't really know whether to correct you guys or not on that one. David Granola even going more specific, saying it's the East Midlands. None of us. We're all clueless. We're all idiots. We're all idiots. Dark Sun G says, Lo Celso, Reggie, Davies and Solomon are the only players left that don't fit our system/standards anymore. After 1 year of Ange, he got rid of Conte's leadership group, gotten rid of all the players that Dave and I have pretty much complained about over these years. And I'll throw that at both of you guys. I mean, isn't that kind of funny with Ange that plenty of people have criticisms about him? There's so much doubt over him from a lot of the fan base, but you'd argue that the majority of the fan base should agree that he has made real radical changes to this squad, whether you like him or not. He has been ruthless, and he has put together, in my opinion, on paper, a much better squad than what we had previously. And that's not just incomings, that is outgoings.
Yeah, the outgoings are astonishing. When you just make a list in your mind of the names that have gone out of the club in the last 14 months, man, it's some people that I thought would never, ever leave. But this is what we've been screaming for, for years now. And everybody's seen it too. Pochettino saw it. Pochettino saw it 2 seasons before he got sacked. And it just, it takes this administration a while to pull their finger out. But, you needed somebody with a personality like Postecoglou that's not going to rub the administration the wrong way too much, but it's still a my way or the highway kind of manager to actually make those hard changes where where the administration is going to say, okay, we're going to lose X amount of money just to get these players out of the way so this guy can build something. That's the way I see what's been going on, man. And all praise to him for it, because he's really the catalyst, I think. Possibly Paratici in there as well, but I think, it's a combination.
I mean, Dave, would you say something to that? I mean, Ange mentioned it in his press conference, right? That the squad has changed a lot for him only being basically here a year. He just reached, and maybe over the summer, his year anniversary, but still in the span of a year, I mean, this guy really has made a lot of radical changes to the squad.
He doesn't suffer fools, and I absolutely love it. Nearly every single player he's got rid of would have been on my list to go. I've spoke many times. It's been frustrating not being able to see players pass the ball 5-10 yards consistently. All them players are absolutely gone. What we've got now is a squad where everybody's technical. Everyone can skin a player. Nearly everybody has a bit of flair. Even our centre-backs and full-backs and goalkeeper all have a bit of flair about them and stuff like that, And this is what we've been screaming out for. As Tottenham, your fans, we've only known attacking football. It's the only thing that really gets us excited, gives us a stiffy, and it's when that the fans are behind the club the most is when we're playing this attacking, exciting brand of football. Whether it was under Ozzy Ardiles, Glenn Hoddle, Arthur Rowe, Pochettino, Harry Redknapp, this is what gets our juices flowing. So I'm glad that we now have a squad being able to do that, because this is where. Out of these squads is usually where a lot of people's favourite Tottenham players hail from. Squads like this where everyone's here to play a bit of ball, here to play football, and I absolutely love it. So fair play to Postecoglou. He even when the board didn't do enough for him last summer and tried to force other options ahead of him, they were all gone out of here by January, and the last of them are gone out of here now this summer. I absolutely love it from Postecoglou. He's ripped out the leadership group completely. I've said it many times about that leadership group. When you see turnover managers as quick as we have had at Tottenham Hotspur, it stinks of no leadership or a rotten to the core leadership group who are protecting themselves. Absolutely gone. He sussed that straight away before he walked in the door. And then all the other guys, he gave them their opportunity in the cup game against Fulham. They completely let him down. It completely didn't look like Ange ball. It was so far away from what he was trying to do at Tottenham. And he put them to the test that night. He says, are you here for the project or are you here for your wage? They showed their value, and he got them all gone. He doesn't suffer fools. He learns lessons very, very quickly. And I've absolutely, if anything, if he goes and doesn't even win us a thing, one thing I respect him for is putting this together where we've got real technical players right across the starting 11, which means we can play this exciting brand of football.
Yeah, I'm excited just to see Spurs in the flesh here again, in front of our screens. We're looking at Sonny in a gorgeous jacket there, like that warm-up jacket, to be honest. Some good gear coming out of Spurs this season. He's sitting next to Jamie Vardy, who was a surprise shock to be seeing in the lineup. Nick, I mean, did Steve Cooper play us for a fool there?
You know what? I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little bit early for him to be coming back. And I think Steve Cooper is very worried, and he's very worried about his attack as well as the other areas of the squad. But they especially with this particular fixture today, I think that he's going to hope for the best. So even if Vardy isn't totally ready, he's going to hope for a fast break and catching us with our pants down and hopefully trying to score early and then sit back. And I think that's why Jamie Vardy's there, man. That's why I think we need to go at them all guns blazing, very, very aggressive press right from the out, but we have to be very careful while we're doing that. If we can get them, if we can score first, then I think the game is in our hands. It doesn't matter how early it is. You know, it's just, I'm a little bit worried about Vardy being there, but something tells me maybe I just shouldn't be.
Do you know what, though? I'm actually not really too worried about Vardy because I don't think he's fit. I think it's a huge gamble playing him here tonight. And let's be brutally honest, what's the point of it? Is he out going to run Van de Ven? No, he's not. So there's absolutely, it's a pointless experiment. Nick's right. He's just up there so that they can pump out a long ball. Hopefully he, pulls off one of the centre-backs out wide, gets the ball, picks it up and runs at us. But look, tonight's all about us. That we should not even be worried about Leicester City. They're not the Leicester City under Enzo Maresca. They're a complete different outfit now. Their style of football is going to completely change. They're going to play much like what Nottingham Forest did last season under Steve Cooper. Tonight is all about us. And this is where I do worry, and I agree with Paul Markey about the Johnson selection. When we broke down his Nottingham Forest team, our first goal came from Son putting in a ball from the left-hand side and Richarlison going and meeting it with his head. I'm not sure Brennan Johnson has that capability. What I will say, though, is big night for Dominic Solanke just before we get into kickoff. Huge night for this guy. The people have the question marks, like me, for instance. Can he make this step up? It's a different pressure. It's a different level altogether. If he can come out here and bang a couple of goals in and really lead that forward line and show us what we were missing last season, it will bring a lot of excitement for the rest of the campaign ahead. I really can't wait. A couple of minutes from kickoff. I'm so pumped, guys.
And George Hill, becoming a fan show member. I mean, I feel like you've been with us forever, George, and I know you might have been a member once or twice with us, but I really do appreciate you grabbing that membership, and we would love to be able to have you on for your debut on the fan show. It should be, I believe, this Wednesday. Dave is doing an under-21s watch-along if you're going to be interested in that tomorrow on Tuesday, but we would love to have you for the fan show. You've been with us for a long time, and in fact, during a lot of these watch-alongs, who's usually the first one in, Dave, if you can remember that correctly. George Hill, he's very good to us and very kind to us. Lots of people are buzzing ahead of this game. Hopefully you are as well. I'm seeing Alan Rakdos Madness joining us as well. Big up to you, Alan. Hopefully you are keeping well, sir. Would love to have you as well on the fan show if you are available this Wednesday, and just really appreciate all your support that you give to us on this channel, my friend. But we are just a couple of minutes away from kickoff here, just getting ready with the timer and all of that good stuff. But Nick, any pre-match anxieties, any little things that maybe you want to say before before we get underway here, the Leicester City
like
squad?
Most people, I'm very confident on this one, and that's usually the kiss of death as far as Tottenham goes. However, I think we have, just looking at that bench right there, I think is the better part of a team that could really take it to Leicester. So that gives me a lot of confidence that I haven't had in seasons gone by right now. So I'm hoping it's a 3-0 at least. Let's see what happens, man. Tottenham's back. Football is back. That's what's important right now. The boys are in. We got a striker. Things are looking up.
We're ready.
You confident about Solanke? Some people are really reliant on a hat trick for him to save their fantasy teams.
Yeah, man, and I think a lot of people who are numbers people play fantasy football said Solanke to Spurs. I'm taking that, man, because he fits the metrics, man. And he brings us what we have last season. In breaking down these low block teams, we just didn't have somebody like that with his attributes, man. And the only number 9 that we did have wasn't there the majority of the time when we needed him. So I think him in the team really, it is the game changer compared to what we were last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're just waiting to get kicked off here. I think Dave's getting ready as well. He's just psyching himself up. He's singing a few Dom Solankes to himself.
I've got a new Dominic Solanke song. I've got a new one.
Already got a new one. You got sick of the old one.
It's going to be a cracker. I hope he scores.
Love to hear that. Well, everyone, just getting ready here. Spurs squad, they're doing that pre-match huddle, which is nice to see. They're just psyching each other in front of the fans, psyching each other up. Good touch there from Sonny. He's always a classy one. He knows how to, inspire the squad as well as the players. I'm liking the team and the kit there. Dom Solanke looks very good in a Spurs jersey, if I may add. It looks like it's dumping, though, rain-wise. It is raining where I am over on the East Coast, so it looks like we're getting some pretty similar weather over in London in the Midlands. But yeah, Dave, do you think that contributes to some fast, slick football?
Yeah, it's going to help the ball zip around very nicely. Last thing this style of football wants is that dry ground, that dry turf, because it holds the ball up, and it's a bit difficult at times. What you want is that bit of wetness on the ground, help the ball zip around. It should help us tonight. What I would say is it's a night for shots, low shots. It will zip right by the goalkeeper.
And we have gotten kicked off via our new signing, the big Dom Solanke. Looking forward to this one. Thank you so much to Chad Posey as well for grabbing a Flat Cat membership just before we got started. Really do appreciate you. And feel free to join the Fantasy League. Enjoy all the members' content that will be headed your way, sir. So we would love to have you a part of this community. Thank you so much. Absolutely appreciate you.
Any Chads I know are always bad boys in movies and stuff. Are you one of them, Chad?
Come on.
Go on, Big Dom. A bit slow there.
Stretching the legs there, Big Dom. Maybe not ready for a big sprint.
No. But we're getting right past him early, man.
Doji was nice there.
Yeah.
Steve Cooper already a little nervous.
He needs to be drug tested. His eyes are very heavy.
It's either, he's a little bit on that something, Dave, or he's been stung by 1,000 bees.
Looks stoned.
Balling behind, though. Looks like to the Jamie Vardy. Pedro Porro looks to be there, though. Well dealt with.
The postman's got it.
Big Destiny Udoji, very strong there.
Lucky Sonny.
I think, is that Fatawu, I believe, on the right there. Good pressure, though, from Brennan Johnson. He's putting pressure on Christensen. Pop Matasar. Spurs looking to win the ball back immediately. They want to be the dominators in possession today. They want to be the team in control.
That's it. Leicester can't make 4 passes. Let's get after them. They're shit. Come on. Winks as well. Every time he touches the ball, clatter him. That's it, the postman. Big Vic. Oh, love it. Good ball onto the Porro. Gone out for a throw-in. Goal kick, Leicester City. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go.
Outside of Vardy, man, De Cordova Reed and Fatu, I mean, are they a threat, really? I watched them versus Augsburg, and that was shocking. And then I saw the highlights of the Lens match, and that it wasn't any better at all, man. But it just didn't look like they had anybody that wanted the ball and wanted to take initiative.
I think they lost all 3 preseason games, didn't they? The 3 last ones anyway, and they only scored 1 goal.
Yeah, and they're in for guys like Bergwijn, and you can see why.
I'm not sure Skip solves that problem, though. But thank you. Romy, it's so great to see Romulus back in the squad. My Rombom, forever. Van de Ven, good ball out here, wide to Sonny. Can Sonny get going here? Moves it back to Van de Ven. Right across to Romero. That's it, 1 touch. That's what we're talking about. Romulus, look at him calculating where the ball's going to go. It's brilliant. It's a free, ref.
It's a free.
Sir!
Just in a second, I'll be able to get my first sirs in. Don't you worry, everybody.
I'll do it for you. For the time
Dave will
being.
get the first ones in of the season.
I'm not sure it has the same impact, but we'll give it a go. Sonny. Tottenham just getting a bit of possession here. Leicester just sitting back in, blocking up the middle. Van de Ven, Romero trying to calculate that next pass into the forward line. It goes straight out to Sonny, who's out here. Plenty of space. Gets the ball in. It's blocked off Justin. I think it's gone out for a throw-in.
James Justin.
From Van de Ven, too.
Yeah, it was a good pass. He could have easily hit that to Madison. He bypassed him there, straight out to Sonny. It was good to see. Madison with a corner kick here, though. Come on, Van de Ven. Romulus, let's go. Solanke. It's an in-swinger towards the back
post.
Oh.
Cleared away by the Leicester player. Cushioned header from Pedro Porro to Sonny.
Good idea. We suckered them all to the near post and went back post with it, with Romero steaming in. Unlucky.
Doji there to be our kind of
anchor in the back there.
Exactly.
Safety valve. Exactly.
Sonny here on the left. Finds Madison with a bit of space. Madison, can you see the run of Pop Matasar? Good run from Pop Matasar. Unselfish one. Into Romero, who finds Pedro Porro out wide here. Sorry, Brennan Johnson.
Oh, come on. Give it into Bentancur there.
Romero. To Porro here. The Poronator. Fires it into Pop Matasar, who barely has time to react.
Right, let's go. Nice and quick here, Tottenham. Papi or Adoji. Great step over. Sonny draws Justin out to him. Passes it back. Come on, Sonny. I want to see you take him on.
Yeah.
He's useless.
Madison here. The Pop Matasar.
Tottenham being very patient here in the open 5 minutes.
Yeah, well,
And I think also with Steve Cooper's team, they don't want to sit back the entirety of the game, so they might actually try to come out with some sort of energy in the beginning. Can we clatter Winks nice and early, though? It's a good win from Bentancur. Great
Let's
win.
go, Solanke. Fine,
Solanke.
Sonny. Come on, Sonny. This is your time.
Oh, can Sonny skin him? What's he going to... Oh, takes it down the left. Under pressure, though.
Wins a
And it's
corner.
out for another corner.
Let's go,
Fatawi
Spurs.
dropping very deep there. And that's, again, the player that Leicester City fans seem to think is their best chance of causing us any problems in this game, is that number 7 for them. But good win from Bentancur, I believe that was, in midfield. It was a good area for Spurs. Solanke picked it up and immediately gave it to Sonny to see what he could do from there. Romero. He's our threat from the set pieces, him and Solanke, you'd think.
They're all going barreling towards it. It's
Oh!
heading in post. Oh, it's cleared off the line.
Bentancur nearly winning it there.
Oh, it was cleared off the line.
Johnson!
Johnson!
Oh!
Great shot.
What an effort by Johnson. Takedown and shot.
We got to get
That was
on.
well, Johnson.
Van
As
de Ven
well
says,
as
that's mine.
That was brilliant by Brennan Johnson. What an effort.
great effort from Johnson. A great header from Bentancur. I mean, they
Yeah.
saved off of the line. It was
More of
saved
this.
off-
More of this.
And you know what? He scored a few of them under Conte as well, you know.
That's what we were pointing out, Dave, is that he does have more of a goal threat than Basuma ever does. And he is a threat from set pieces.
Yeah.
Bentancur. It was a great header. And
Two
it was a
good
great
chances
take from
there.
Johnson. Johnson looking sharp. Here we are. Destiny
Yeah, well.
Udoji. Into Madison.
Switch
Can
it
you
now.
find Johnson?
Come on.
There you go. There you
A
go.
little slow, but it was the right move. It was the right move.
Yeah,
There you
there
go,
we are.
Johnson. Pop
Sarr,
Matasar out
lucky.
for another corner. Looks
Well
to
done,
be. All
well
right,
done.
racking up the corners.
Let's get Van de Ven to the near post this time. Bentancur go back.
7 minutes in, racking up the pressure. What a save off of
What
the
a
line. Is
clearance.
that Ndidi?
Yeah.
Wow. What a clearance.
Unbelievable. What a shot. What a takedown and shot by Johnson on the half turn there as well.
Oh, my Lord.
Solanke
Defending.
and Romero flying in at it.
Solanke nearly with his first.
Short corner.
Sonny. Got to whip it in. Left post. Solanke!
Oh! Straight at the goalkeeper.
I think it was
Dominic
Solanke.
Solanke.
He's probably got to bury that.
And he's
It's a
onside
great
as
cross.
well.
It's a great cross from Sonny. Left-footed.
Oh, he's got to
Gorgeous
bury
left-footed
that.
cross. He does have to bury that one.
Oh, you're not going to get a better chance tonight.
That's that sort of cross, though. If we had maybe a Kulusevski, that could be on that sort of in-swing and cutting inside cross like that. It was gorgeous.
But that ball from Sonny from that angle, we need to be mixing up our attacks, and it's great to see there.
Buonanotte
Christensen.
absolutely megged one of our players there. It was good work by him, but Spurs recover it well.
Ah, beautiful from Porro.
Johnson, he goes long here into Solanke. It looks like just left it short, but Solanke
Well
worked
done,
so
Tom.
hard to do.
Ah, come
nearly.
on, Johnson, help him. Or Bentancur, is that Bent? Yes, Johnson.
Working hard for each other, those Spurs.
It's a good
There you go,
start. though.
Solanke.
3 chances inside the opening 8 minutes.
Solanke
Good
getting his
start.
early presses in. He's not making it easy for the goalkeeper, who's a new goalkeeper, or Monson. I'd never heard of him before.
Tottenham free kick. Who's that offside for Tower?
Solanke's now, he's thinking about that chance.
Oh, he's so onside as well.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a great ball.
He's just got to get it to, he keeps it low, but he's hit it right into the keeper. He's just got to go either side.
Why doesn't he stay up though and take it down?
Oh, you think so? I think the header was the right idea. He just didn't get enough power on it, and you need to get it
that's
in behind
close,
need to go to the left or the right of the keeper instead of straight at him. I think this isn't Ndidi. Under pressure, though. Destiny Udoji, great pressure. Madison, put your foot in there, mate.
Jesus, what is
Oh, well done,
Sonny.
Sonny.
Good job, son.
Into
Yeah,
Doji.
Let's go.
He's in the
Into the box.
penalty
Go
area.
out.
Oh.
Good pressure.
Takes it off Brennan Johnson's toes there. I think Bentancur and Johnson, I think that was fighting for that. Good defending. This is good from Tottenham, though. Good opening spell. 10 minutes here. Let's keep the pressure on. This is Ange ball at its finest. Let's go. Papi Smurfs are. Van de Ven. Now on to Bentancur, scanning the pitch. Who's going to provide an option? No one. He goes short to Sonny. Recycles it back to Van de Ven. One touch.
Find
onto
Johnson
Romero.
out wide. Get
Good
onside, though,
ball.
Johnson. Romero finds Sarr. Johnson is hugging the touchline there. If they can get it to him, he's in a good area. Sonny's doing the same, though. He's also stretching that defensive Leicester's.
Let's go, Madison. Let's see what you
good
can
move.
do. Come on,
Madison,
Madison.
good ball
There
into
you go.
Sonny.
Oh, good defending again. What a ball by Madison. That's much better.
Great last-minute defending from Leicester City. That was a great
keep
ball
this
from
up,
Madison.
We're absolutely dominating them. It's only a matter of time if we keep this pressure on.
Yeah, we're purring at the moment.
Yeah, to me, it looks like Sarr is playing, if you want to call it a 6, but he looks like to be the most defensive person right now, sitting between the two center backs. I would have thought it would be Bentancur.
Oh, is that Bentancur again?
Yeah. But
Jeez.
I think
the other side.
Bento's got the license to try to score.
He's got the big noggin, Bentancur. He's tall.
His timing and run is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he flicks it really well. He gets good kind of neck power on these.
It's a good opening at 10, 11 minutes from Spurs, though, everybody. This is what we want to see. We're purring right now like kitties.
Purring because we're going fox hunting.
Oh, so close from Rombom.
Romero! Nearly. Oh, so close.
Oh.
Shot after shot. So and Leicester, it looks like they're consigned themselves to soak it up the pressure now. They've really sat back into their defensive shape, despite whether they wanted to come out in the beginning or not. They're definitely in for the long.
What's also
Van de
helping
Ven.
us-
Lovely.
What's also helping us is our work rate out of possession. It doesn't matter where they are on the pitch with the ball. We're getting 2-3 guys over there and getting pressure on them. As long as we keep that up, we'll
There you
keep
go,
them pending.
ref. Don't
Book
argue
him.
with him.
Give him book. That's the scent. Book him right now.
Yeah, what was that other watch? What was that Tifa watch along we were doing where what was it? One of the players got booked for dissent. I think it was Andreas Pereira for something similar.
Gotta get rid of it quick there, Matters.
Back to Vicario.
There you go.
No, or that loop. Straight out to Romulus.
It is absolutely dumping.
Bentancur. We're going to start thriving
Good
here. now.
ball
I can feel
into
it.
Sarr.
Let's go.
So much time and
Oh,
space. There it is.
well
There's
done, Sonny.
Sonny.
Go, Madison. On the
So much
outside,
time.
Madison. On the outside. Good ball, Madison. Why didn't you shoot, you donkey?
Shoot it.
Fucking shoot. He just doesn't want to score against him. Shoot, man. What are
I
you
don't
doing?
think that was the right option. He also hit it way too hard into Solanke. I think he hit it way too hard into him.
He's got to shoot.
And Solanke's already in a crowded area as well. It's not the
He
right
has
option.
to go for goal.
It's not the right option.
He just has to fizz that towards the far post.
He's not even really open, Solanke, to be honest. Good pressure, though, from Spurs, and that was a great pass from Bentancur to get that move started. He's had a great start, Bentancur.
He's taking it up himself.
Let's go.
Van de Ven,
Oh,
what a move. That's a Rolls
Fucking-
Royce right there.
Uh-huh.
That's a yellow card. That is a yellow card for Fatawa. He had to send 30 seconds ago, and then he's done that. He's petulant. Book him.
That's a Cybertruck of a center back right there.
I mean, he's just nearly decapitated the poor guy. You need to put him in a wheelchair there.
Madison with a free kick. Sonny also lining up next to him if they want to slip him a pass in behind.
Get Dom Solanke out the back.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to actually get Sonny in the one-on-one there. Especially if he's going to come up against a winger.
Johnson, just make it dart. Just go straight towards back post, in behind them all.
We get the big Dom head on it. Not a good ball from Madison. Pedro Porro, this is his range.
Let's go, Pedri. Come on.
There it
That's
is.
a great ball! Oh, Dom Solanke again. Come on, man. He's had like 3 or 4 chances now. He's got to put one of these away. What a ball by Porro. It's beautiful. It's inviting. It's begging it. It's saying head me. Solanke gets on the end of it, but straight at the keeper, unfortunately. It's a good start by Tottenham, though. Very impressive 15 minutes.
There you go.
Can't even string 2 passes together.
Pressure is certainly on. Stevie Cooper, he's had to, Coops, as Ange calls him, has put on the jacket.
Andrew will go down to the polo shirt now just to play the mind games.
What's that? It's like that meme of Sean Dyche in the snow. What is it? He takes off the jacket, then walks out and smiles. That'd be brilliant. Indeedy, though.
Oh,
Well
that-
done from Poro. Great
Ref-
reading by
Ref,
Poro.
can you
Yeah.
have a
It's
Thank
a
you,
cynical
Ref.
foul, though, ref.
Yep.
Can we get a yellow at some point?
It's a yellow.
Be nice to get a yellow card at some point, referee.
The longer
Maybe he
he
doesn't
allows
want to
him
get the
do
cards
that,
wet.
the worse it's going to get.
He's forgotten them at home, or he doesn't want to get them wet.
I think he lost them in the rain somewhere.
Romulus.
We're dominating, 69% possession to 31. We're absolutely dominating. We've got to turn this into goals now, though.
What a touch
Udogie.
from Udoji. Sonny,
Sonny on
great
to
first
Madison.
time pass.
Give it back to Udogie.
Come
Oh,
on,
okay, that'll
Madison,
do.
find. Oh, too much
won't
dribbling, man. Way
That
too
won't
much
do.
dribbling.
What are you doing?
Bentoncourt all the way to the far
Watch
post
that
here.
run. Watch that run.
Decorative Reeve 1-on-1 with Poro. Well done by Johnson tracking back
Yeah.
there. Madison,
Dom,
that's
team
way
change.
too much dribbling from him. That was a good move by Spurs, and it broke down from him.
Tried to do too much there. He should have just given it on to Udogie, who was continuing on with the run.
Oh, good
Well
done.
Bentoncourt again, man.
Mhm.
Oh, and the footwork. Don't give it out. Well
That's ours?
done. That's ours. He's blind. He's absolutely blind. He needs to go to get an eye test.
I wonder if these Leicester City players can also sustain this level of energy, right? Because the way that Spurs play is just so much more high tempo than what other teams do, and will they be able to handle it?
They're already looking a little winded from the way it looks, man. Johnson looking a little bit better off the ball too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We
far,
gotta see more
Sonny,
of it.
great feet from Sonny there. Oh, but maybe
Oh,
too much
come on,
dribbling
play
from
it,
him.
play
Oh, he
it.
does
Oh,
well
play
though.
it. Play
Sonny,
it.
find
He's
your man. He's
there.
got Solanke.
He's bloody there.
He's got Solanke there.
Too much out of it.
Yeah, too much dribbling from Sonny and Madison.
I can't believe he let Winks foul him as well. I mean, come on, that guy doesn't foul anything.
Van de Ven to Udoji. Well done by the Destiny. Madison,
this is more
good
like you
touch.
guys.
Fine, there you go. Find
Brilliant.
Johnson. That's a great switch of play.
on.
Come
Brennan.
on, Johnson.
Let's
There
go.
you are. Oh, what are you?
Oh.
Sar. What's Sar doing?
I'm not sure. Did that come off the Leicester player? Yeah. Tottenham corner. We'll take it.
Okay. I thought it went off Sar.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, what are you doing? You're running into the only path, the only way he can play the ball.
Because normally we would criticize Johnson for his crosses, but that looked like a very good cross, actually. He's had a bright start, Johnson. I'd say Bentoncourt as well had a very bright start.
It's only a matter of time. I can feel it. It's in my bones. It's an outswinger this time. Interesting. It's an
Oh,
Oh, come on,
Sonny.
Sonny. Come on, take a shot.
Sonny!
Shanks it. It's out for another block.
Blocked. Corner kick.
God,
It's
the hair
coming.
still looks amazing.
Just keep trying, guys. It's coming. Oh, we're flying at these corner kicks. We are nearly getting to every single one of them.
So many corners, just racking them up.
It's only a matter of time. Come on, Madison. Let's hit this one on the sweet spot. You go short. To Sonny. Referee,
Hey,
can you
Joe.
get out of the way, you absolute buffoon? Sonny.
Sunny.
gonna-
Oh, skins him so. Oh, what are you
no.
doing? Take another touch. You had him. Take another touch.
Oh,
Crossed it too early there. Again, a bright start from Spurs. Yes, we haven't scored, but I'd still say a very bright start. Oh, there's Oliver Skip in the stands. He's recovering the hairline by the looks of things.
He's done a little forward comb over there, buddy.
He's
Pressure
doing a
in the top
forward
six
cone.
club.
That's
pressure in the
not
top
gonna
six
last.
club is off him now.
Uh,
He even looks healthier.
The pressure of a top six club is off him.
what's
Big
Ange,
Andy on with the bomber jacket, the gangster jacket.
what's he giving off about?
Kavanagh, are you allowing them to have a 10-minute break? We're going to get on with the game, please.
Oh, good touch from
Johnson.
Bentoncourt. Oh,
Good ball.
fires it
Great
into
fucking ball.
Madison.
Play it
Well
out.
done.
Let's go, Johnson. Sonny at back.
Come on, man.
post.
Oh, good
Oh,
touch.
Madison.
There you
Good
go.
ball,
Son, that's a
Solanke.
pen.
Penalty.
That's a
Penalty.
pen.
No.
Please, VAR. Let's have a look at this.
It's a good turn from Solanke, but that looked like a foul.
Wow.
Yeah, it looked like one to me.
Good touch from
Madison.
Did he
Madison.
just slip? Did he just slip on it?
Nope, that's a foul. Oh, maybe he slipped.
Hard to
I don't
tell.
know. Bit of pressure on him. They won't
Yes,
give it.
he's
There was
tripped
one-
over his ankle there. He's absolutely trotted over his ankle.
I'm not sure they'll give it. We watched the game there against Chelsea City, Jack. They didn't
Yeah.
give it.
Hard to say, really. Clear
Enzo
that away,
Fernandez,
Destiny.
That's poor. It's poor from Destiny.
Can he win
Make
this,
up for
though?
it now. Well done.
That's not a foul. Referee.
He's Fatawa. He's just that much. He's never going to go on the outside of a Doji tonight. He doesn't have the strength.
Set piece for Leicester. 4 fouls from Leicester and 1 to Spurs.
I wonder, are they going to bang this or are they going to try and loop one in behind the back line here?
Harry Winks wants the free kick.
He might try and pop this, the cheeky little fucker.
Come on, lads. We got to set ourselves up well. Got to improve on set pieces this year.
Oh, it's a short one. It's
Back
a good idea,
post.
actually.
Romero,
Well
not the
done.
most convincing clearances.
That'll do.
Get it out.
Leicester throw in. Oh, they're wasting time already. It's 20 minutes in.
Tyler saying we will never get a pen.
Oh, it's a good ball over the top of Pedro Porro. Decador couldn't get there. It's a Tottenham goal kick. Let's get on with it quickly while they're up the field, guys.
Just earlier, though, big up to Kate. Just a girl who loves Spurs. Been a Flat Cap member for 6 months. And she's saying, come on, new Spurs, with big hearts as well. Thank you, Kate, for supporting us.
Let's
Thank
go,
you for
Kate.
being so kind to us as well. You had very kind words to say about us in your prediction, and
Yeah.
we're very appreciative of that. And hopefully you're doing all right, Kate. Good win by Johnson, I think.
Ref, come on. If you're going to be fair, thank you.
It's great off the ball work from Johnson. It's a good pick out from Nick.
Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
that is a major problem in his game. Something that Kulusevski definitely provides on that
Yeah.
side of the pitch that Johnson just wasn't doing. You know, it's just like, he wasn't coming with the goods going forward, and there was nothing going backwards. So what are you providing?
Yeah, that's a very good. And if you're not playing well, that's one of those kind of things you can make up for. If you're not playing well, you got to work hard.
Yeah.
Van de Ven.
And sometimes by working hard, you can actually work yourself into a game, into form,
Mm-hmm. Romero,
switch of
big
play.
switch of play. It's a
that's
great
great
ball.
On the outside.
Oh,
First
bang
time
it.
to Bentancur.
Oh,
It's the
triple
first
size the
time.
banger.
That was amazing. He's really feeling confident, Bentancur.
I was always there to hit that. You have to hit them ones. It's almost like the luck of the gods. Well done, Van de Ven. Romero.
Miro.
Onto a Doji.
Destiny.
Let's go.
That
Come
was
on.
a ridiculous
They're
pass from Romero to
tiring.
get it to
They're
Sonny.
already.
Can you find Solanke here? Solanke's dropped deep, but Bentancur has time.
Does Bentancur find Johnson? SARS looking at him.
So he
No,
was covered,
pass it to
Johnson.
him.
I'd say he was
No,
covered.
pass it to him.
Yeah.
There you
Good
are
ball.
into
There
Madison.
you go.
Or sorry, Poro here. He's worked hard. There you
Good
go.
ball.
And
There you go.
Sard. Oh,
Oh.
Sard, it's coming to you, man. Got to be ready for it. Tripped over his
He
legs.
should have just took a touch. I think he tried to play it first time. He's got to take a touch.
Leicester
It's
City
all the
just
time in the world.
clearing it for their lives here.
They look absolutely worn out already.
Romero into Van de Ven.
If we can break them down once, we'll get 2 or 3 here tonight. Sonny. Onto Destiny Adoji. Well done. Back to Son. Recycling it onto Van de Ven. Let's move it across quickly now. Romero out to Brennan Johnson. First time, no. Back to Van de Ven. All this side-to-side running is tiring. Madison.
Nice
to play into
pass.
Solanke. That's a great ball.
Solanke,
Somebody in.
Sean Madison. Good ball. No, Madison. It's good work from Madison and Solanke, though. Good touch.
Well held. Well done. Win that.
Oh, good tackle.
Oh,
That was a good tackle.
yeah, it's great.
Good work from Udoji. Find
Well
Sonny.
done. Play him.
You have Sonny
Oh.
there.
If you just play Sonny in, we're in behind them. It's good from Tottenham, though. We're dominating this. We just need to get the goal to show for it now. Out to Van de Ven. Papa
Pop
Massar
Sar,
dropped the
if he
deep
can
for it.
see Johnson, he's got more space this time.
No one wants to give it to him for some reason.
Just has to be
Massar.
done quicker. Oh, good space,
Yeah.
though, for Madison. If he can cut inside, he can see Johnson again. Christensen's giving him a lot of space. Well done by Sonny.
Told you on the overlap. Good.
Just not there yet. Bentancur. Oh, don't be dawdling on the ball, Bentancur. Someone's got to tell him man on. Come on, win that. Ah, Sar gets megged. Get there. Well done, Johnson, man. He's had a great first half.
There you go.
There we go. Go on, kid. Go on, back yourself.
I don't know why you're going backwards there.
Here we go. Nah, fuck off, ref.
He didn't need to go backwards there, Johnson, but he probably didn't back himself. Yeah, exactly. He just didn't want to be alone.
He's got to back himself in that situation. He's made the tackle, use that momentum, and just steam and go down that line.
It's great. He's had a great defensive impact, Johnson. Yeah, he tripped over himself. I'd say Christensen, though, is giving him a lot of space on that right side. If we can give it to him quickly, Johnson has a lot of space over there.
So every opportunity they have to pass it out to him, they cut back inside with it.
Ball over the top. Well dealt with by Romero. Pedro Porro here. Over the top to Solanke. Good job by Solanke.
Oh, well done.
And Johnson, actually. That was Johnson with the header. Solanke with the hold-up play. Sar gives it away.
Yeah.
He's never going to get through there. Hunger out of possession is great.
Great job, Solanke. It's great
just
teamwork.
Turn the ball over nice and quickly. You know, we're not giving them more than 5-10 seconds on the ball.
Addison. Time and space. Finds, I believe, Solanke. Great hold-up play. Great touch.
Come on, Sonny. This is your territory now. One-on-one with Justin. Moves it in behind for Doji.
Good pass from Desi. Oh, what a move by Sonny. Not the right option.
Dog.
No, we're not going to get that.
It's a great move by Sonny, but then he didn't take the right option there. Madison finds Sonny.
Who's onside?
Can someone make a run for Madison? Bentancur.
Too much is coming down this left. We got to get Johnson and Porro involved. I mean, I can see a Porro banger out of nowhere in this match.
Sometimes that's what it requires.
Just got to start trying to bombard them for both sides. You're absolutely spot on, you know. It's too predictable all coming down the left-hand side. At some point, we've got to try and hit them by surprise down that right.
That's what we don't.
That giveaway from Bentancur.
Yeah.
Get after it, Rodrigo.
That's what we do need. Queen IrishHotspur is in the house. Queen Ellie, have you not changed your name yet? Don't you know what happened? Didn't you get the news?
Change it to Bergval.
That's right.
She's still in her grieving period.
She's probably got the husband to change the name to Pierre.
Coming down the left-hand side again. Yeah, it's kind of feels like Van de Ven is favoring his side, though. You know? It's when it goes back and gets recycled. Yeah, it's just immediately coming down that side.
But,
there you are, Sonny. There you go, back into Madison.
Wait a minute.
Back post. Yeah!
Call me Nick Rodamus. I'm getting them all year long. Start that one. First goal starts
Get
here.
in there. Come on, lads. 1-0 to the good.
He delivers once again.
Come on. Needed that goal. Great play so far from the Spurs. No complaints.
It doesn't matter whether it's the Midlands. It doesn't matter whether it's London. It doesn't matter whether it's Southport. This guy is going to deliver. The postman. What a header. The smallest man on the pitch.
He doesn't care if he's only 4'9".
That's my fantasy team name, Pedro's Postman, and he has delivered, Dave. What a ball from Madison. He's had a great half.
Oh,
what
beautiful.
What a
beautiful.
Just drive it into the bottom corner. It's what you want to see from the postman. It's beautiful. Just a lovely little run. Glance and flick of the head. Straight beyond the
glorious
goalkeeper.
Shades of the Lucas Moura in that one.
Beautiful little forehead header from our man, Porro.
And he just looks good doing it as well, though, doesn't he? That's the thing. He just looks good doing it. He looks like Ronaldo doing it.
And well done to Madison. Yep. Well spotted, Shamu. I mean, that's that's what we bought him for, is for stuff like that.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's great to see. Now,
Now the complexion of this match should change dramatically, we hope.
Oh, the floodgates are going to open now, Nick. They're absolutely bollocks. We've ran the legs off them side to side already.
I'd say, funny enough, though, Pedro Porro, it's not like I've had any criticism. It's just that's how classy he is, though. He wasn't even that involved in the play, and then he makes a late run like that, and it's just gorgeous from Pedro Porro. I'd say the bright sparks have been Madison. I'd say he's had a pretty good half.
Yeah.
Bentancur has had a good half for the most part, and Johnson has really surprised me because this is coming from Dave and I, who definitely have bias against Johnson, and I'd argue that he's been one of my favorite performers this first half so far. But honestly, no commentators curse either there, even on that pass from him. Usually when I say something like that, he gives it away.
We have to start talking about Porro, though. He does defense, he does midfield, he does the wing play, he does the striker job. I mean, this guy is just Mr. Do It All.
I think he just needs 3 names like Trent in order to be considered more.
We'll have to start calling him the Swiss Army knife. He just has a bit of everything.
Pedro Postman Porro. Oh, Solanke!
Oh! That's yours, Sonny.
Solanke's probably missed that one chance, but he has had good hold-up play today as well for the most part.
He's done well. He's provided a lot of danger down that left-hand side. He's more in the game than what Brennan Johnson is. Brennan Johnson is just working hard out of possession. In possession, we haven't seen too much from him, but Son's been a constant menace in possession.
Yeah, and it's nice to have this, Richarlison-like presence in the pen. Oh, that's a foul, referee.
No.
That is definitely a naughty one as well from Ndidi. That's a naughty one.
This is Madison territory.
He owes us one. Pedro territory, Dave. Did we go for a brace for
Pedro? He might be feeling it, Jack.
Ouchies.
Yeah.
Right in the bum.
Oh, right in the spleen.
I'm going to be feeling that one tomorrow, Madison.
Come on, bend this one. Top sticks. That keeper's useless. He was so slow getting down for the Porro header.
Pedro wants it. He's standing over it.
It's perfect. It's perfect now. You might ideally want it a bit more central, but it's the right amount of out from the goals. You have more than enough time to get this up and down.
Dark Sun G saying last season, Cudi Romero scored our first goal. Now it's Pedro Porro. I mean, I don't even know which one I love more, Dark Sun G. They're just two of my favorite signings in probably 10 years being a Spurs fan, these two guys. They're just such perfect players in my eyes. Yes, they can improve, but they're such brilliant players.
Off the ball. 2 of them lining up.
Oh, Sonny.
Johnson.
Oh, he flashed it across the goal. I couldn't tell if it was a shot or a cross.
Oh, I think it was a shot, to be honest. Yeah, that's a shot all day long.
Oh, he's just
tries to hit it with the outside of the boot. He just doesn't quite catch it. He tries to hit it with the outside of the boot to bend it back into the far post.
Oh, Ange wanted that one to go in. He wanted that one in.
Oh, we're balling now. We are just ripping them open at will.
We are fox hunting here. We just need to grab a second fox before halftime.
We're hungry. We want more.
We're trying to make a scarf.
Have you scored yet? Have you scored yet? Come on, Tottenham. Let's go and get a second.
Well done by Van de Ven. Good touch.
Ooh, now's the time for the smash goals.
Get there, Doji. Ooh, he tries to put a foot in on Fatawu. Does well, Destiny. Send him to the floor, son.
He's too weak. That's what I'm talking about, Destiny.
Ooh, casual, though, from Destiny.
I'm worried about us getting a little too complacent here. Just like that.
That's why we've got to go for the second. You've got to kill them. You've got to learn lessons from last year, Nick. You're right. We got so complacent last year when we went 1-0 up in games.
Nick, between Romero's first goal of the season from, I think it was Emerson, though. Didn't he score the first goal for us last year?
No, he
scored early on
against Brentford. No, Romero scored the header. Romero scored the header, and Emerson scored one just before halftime.
Why would I ever doubt Dark Sun G, Nick? I mean, that was a mistake. But
if you I gotta tell you, man, I really liked that Porro goal, man. It had, it had a little class in it.
Yeah, you liked the Porro goal more than the Romero.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. It's a toss-up.
Let me know, Dark Sun G.
On a Porro song.
Pressure from Solanke. Can we win this here?
He's going to score today.
Well done by Sar. Johnson. Someone smash Winks. There you go, Dom. Someone win that. There you go, Johnson. Great job, Johnson. Get there, Sar.
He's been very good out of possession today. He's been very good out of possession today, Johnson.
He's gone dirty. That's the thing. He's gone to ground, on lots of times, which I don't remember him doing very much last year when he could maybe go to ground to try to win it or put in maybe more of that. What do you call it, Dave? That kind of meaner, harder tackle. He's been doing it today. He's not been hesitant.
No, you got to have that bit of dog about you, and that's what I've always said about Johnson. I find
There you go again.
There we go. Too timid. If he can get that mongrel about him and learn to look after himself and mix it up, he'd be fine.
Down our right or left side, though, but Fatawu, one-on-one with Destiny. Well done, Vicario, getting his first touches in.
He is shit scared of Destiny Adoji. You can tell he will not go on the outside of him. Come on, Tottenham. Let's get second before halftime.
Ian Ferguson saying we have to demoralize them before halftime. I like your attitude there, Ian.
Yeah, bit sadistic, but we like it.
Ooh, the heavy. I feel like Sarr a couple of times here has let these go past him when he probably could have gotten to it. Being harsh though, maybe. Well done by Sarr. He's absolutely clattered into whoever that was.
And again, is that Winks? No.
No, I think it might have been Ndidi that he just clattered into. Ball over the top to Vardy. Oh, glorious from Vicario.
Get back and go.
Oh, thank God.
Oy.
He went for the Neuer. He went for the Neuer header. That's what Neuer likes to do. That sort of flying out. He's having a laugh about it, Vic.
It's not funny.
Yeah. He's been coming further and further out as the game progresses too. So he's got.
I'm sure he's probably putting himself up for the CDM role.
Well, he's getting bored back there. Essentially.
Oh, look at that! He's so strong. The immovable man. Go on, son.
Oh, get there, Solanke.
Now, Johnson, your turn.
Put the pressure. Oh, Solanke. If he cheated a little bit there, he could have read that.
Yeah.
Oh, get it. Oh, we have a move here. They're all forward. They send everybody forward.
Come on.
There you go, Madison. Find Sonny. Get on your bike, Sonny. Get on your bike.
Let's go, Sonny. Skin him.
There you go. Into Madison now. Oh, good work.
Oh, goes on the outside. Pulls it back. Oh, come on, one of you.
No one could get on the end of it. Must have taken a deflection. Well done by Sarr. Romero, great touch.
That's filthy, bro. Who's that, Romero?
And a great touch from Bentancur. Calming things down, though. Come on, lads.
Filthy from Romero.
There you go. Push for this second now, boys. Push for this second. If you get the second here, you absolutely take them out of this game.
Yeah.
They are dead and buried if you grab this second.
It's there for us. There's 3 or 4 here for us if we want it tonight.
Probably argue we could have had a second if some of these deflections had gone our way. Oh, that is naughty, referee. Can we have a yellow card, sir? That is naughty. I believe that was Harry Winks.
Madison screaming for it.
Out wide to Sonny now on this left side.
Mix it up.
They're doubling up on Sonny. They're making Fatawu work very hard. That's a awkward pass from Madison. Yeah, it's a hospital pass there.
Oh, come on.
That's right. No need to foul. No need to foul. He's going nowhere. Well done. Very disciplined. Very disciplined. Very disciplined.
Our work out of possession is massive to this half, to how we've dominated it, because we give them no longer than 5-10 seconds on the ball. We're just turning it over. Every single one of our Spurs players are hunting it as soon as we lose it. It's great to see. Madison, look, get your head up.
Come on, see Johnson. He's all by himself over there.
There we are. That's good ball. Come on, the second is coming.
Right. I really want the second before the half, and then I want to see, the Swedish combo in there.
Oh, you want a Swedish Mafia?
Yeah.
Well, they'll bring a whole new
experiment a little,
Van de Ven here. Into Madison. They're just dropping deeper and deeper now, Leicester.
They're just waiting. Get tired. They're just waiting there to be killed off.
Romero. It'd be great to get the second, though, before halftime. We don't want to be too picky, but it would really help out the team a lot. Give them that confidence. Also takes, sort of any hope away from Leicester.
Yeah.
Because
Like, we
this
don't
has
want-
been, for the most part, this has been a very good first half. It's hard to
Mm.
criticize much of this. I mean, maybe a bit of the finishing or, certain decision making, but for the most part, like it's just been really hard working from Spurs, really positive as well in possession. We are trying to make things happen. It's
Yeah.
been very positive from us.
No, it has.
Everybody's getting involved too. You can see the
Yeah.
chances there for Solanke. You can see what he's doing, and it's effective.
We don't need that though from Destiny Adoji. Stupid
Don't
gives
foul
away.
him.
But we don't want a situation where we seen last season. We go 1-0 up, we get comfortable, start knocking it around the back line without any penetration, and then all of a sudden you're caught on the break, and then you're all of a sudden 1-1, and you're sitting there going, how the fuck did they get back into this game? So we have to go and kill them off. It's crucial. The good thing is though, you've got Kulusevski, Bergval, players like that, Richarlison maybe all coming off the bench with a point to prove tonight. So
Scary.
hopefully that will bring that relentlessness if these players drop off it by any margin.
Yeah, it's scary to think about with those guys coming on. Got away with a yellow card there, I'd argue, Destiny. Get there, Vic. Thank you, sir. If that was Ederson, he would have spilled that.
Yeah, he had trouble yesterday. Sar. On to Porro. Who can he find?
He got fouled there, referee.
Is he giving it? Yeah.
Ooh.
Starting to
Referee
matter.
very light on the card so far.
Yeah, I think he has. I don't think he wants to get the cards wet. Maybe they're not laminated.
He's using the regular cardboard ones today. It's a little too wet out there. But,
The dye of the cards is going out. They'll start turning pink if he gets too much rain on them.
Yeah. What I fear too is what we saw last season a lot is, Udogie being a little too rash and getting carded early, man. We've got to get that out of his game as much as possible.
Yeah, he
it
does
takes
like
him
the
all
getting it to the leg. Oh, good touch.
Oh,
Man,
Madison,
somebody
how
needed
is
to
he-
slow that down a little bit. I mean, it was all beautiful looking.
corner.
You're right, Nick. I think it was probably too much one-touch passing there when they actually could have just taken an extra second on the ball. I think you're right. Whoever won that, though, that was in such a good area.
I think it was Van de Ven.
This is where you can relax now and grab yourself a breath, though, is from the set piece.
Yeah. Get set up right. Go and kill them now with this. We've been threatening from our corner kicks today, which is good.
Let's get it into Lolo.
We've got a shot off on nearly every single corner we've had. Come on, Big Dom. This is your moment. I can see it. You're begging for it. Look at me. You're marking a midget. Let's go.
Oh, Bentancur again, man. He is relentless.
Come on,
Dom!
Tom.
Oh!
Another
Well done,
corner.
corner kick. We're bullying them now. Not only are we just playing around them, we're starting to physically bully them.
He does look good in that Spurs kit.
He's a big boy.
He looks bigger than Richarlison, which is already hard to do.
I question whether he's bigger than me, but look.
I mean, who is though, Dave? Really?
You got to get Dave and Nick up top.
That's right.
Get it
I
launched.
do all the running.
Get it
Nick do
launched.
all the running in behind and around me. I'll just stand there and be the target man. Madison,
Peter Crouch and Berbatov.
Robbie Keane and Berbatov.
Yeah, like
Hey,
Peter
Joe.
Crouch and Berbatov today.
True.
Get there, Bentancur. Good recovery from Bents.
That's it. Just recycle it. That's it.
All right, still a little bit of time, though.
2 minutes. We'll fashion another chance, surely. Carving them up on that will now.
I wouldn't even say we have taken our foot off the gas. I think it's just, you can't create a plethora of chances the whole game. It's just maybe we could have taken some of those other ones we had earlier in the game a bit better. And that's just being harsh. But if you want it to be, I could argue Solanke maybe could have scored that one
He's had
header.
really two good chances with his headers, with his head.
Yeah, and it
there
seems
was
like
that
our
one.
press too. Our press has kind of eased off a bit, but you kind of expect that at this point. But we need to. This is where we get too complacent, and we do give them an opportunity, man. If we're not on it,
This is where the subs come in. At Celtic, he
Yeah.
often had the bench and he used that. That's what helped them stay relentless and often helped them go on and win games 3-4-0 and put goals on the scoreline. So, hopefully this time round, he uses that. And one thing I'll give Ange, he spots it fairly quickly.
Oh.
The amount of times he made substitutions at half time last year, when players were way off it, he will spot that very quickly.
I like the attitude of Johnson there because that
Yeah,
was a
man.
really
Yeah,
terrible
yeah, yeah,
touch.
yeah.
That was a terrible touch, but the fact he even showed frustration with himself there, I'm glad to see that.
Look, I think he's a man that knows that his position is a threat right now.
Yeah, you'd hope so because it is.
That left back looks like he's been 10 rounds with Tyson. He's tough. He does. Come on, guys. Let's get one before halftime. Van de Ven, one more chance. Come on, Vandy. Let's go. Back from the Olympics.
They probably only will give us a minute here, I'd assume.
I don't even think we'll get a minute, to be honest.
Well, we did score a goal, so surely they would give us one.
Yeah. Come on, Romulus. Start calculating. Where are we passing this? There we are. Throw in. We'll take that. 1 minute. Spot on, Jack. I apologise. Big Ange on the water, the coconut water.
Yeah, we do the boxed water, which I'm not even sure how sustainable it is. I guess it's more sustainable than, but I don't get it though. I think it's just for sponsorships, really. I think it's like we're sponsored by them.
Well, didn't they try and make a big push on me? Aren't they like the #1 carbon neutral stadium or something like that in the Premier League? I think that's why.
King Power?
Yeah,
No,
why can't we just refill the water bottles, though, the plastic ones?
Yeah, I think the whole idea is so that they stop making the plastic ones. Me, I just want something that holds my water I can drink out of. I don't care after that. I don't care whether it's plastic or sustainable. Just give me a decent water bottle.
This is about to be halftime.
It turns it cold. Perfect. Halftime?
This is, yep.
Yep,
it is. Pedro Porro with the opener. We needed it because we had such great play in that first half, but we did need someone to take that chance, to someone to be able to be clinical, and it was Pedro Porro, who's just sheer class. It was a great header, and Spurs are 1-0 to the good. For the most part, I have really very few complaints about that first half. I think Spurs started strong. They had a certain energy about themselves. I think Dave and Nick have pointed out very well that we worked really hard out of possession, and it made it really relentless on Leicester City. They found it very hard to string any passes together because the way we're working for each other out of possession has made life a lot easier on ourselves. So I don't know, lads. I'll just pass it off to you. I mean,
well, hold on real quick. I'm going to take a real quick break. Be right back. Tyler, not a fan of the boxed water. That's strange. We'll talk amongst yourselves.
Strong opinions. Thank you, Nick. Dave, I mean, it's hard to criticize that first half because you're seeing a lot of good attributes from these players, working hard for each other. I wouldn't say anybody's that off it, really. Like, there has been some good touches, some good passing. Players are, finding each other. I mean, you could make little criticisms here and there, which we probably will at some point. But, I mean, Dave, a lot of positives to take from that first half, I'd argue.
No, I think there's been a lot of positives. Look, we've absolutely dominated that half. They've barely been out of their half. I don't even think they have tested Vicario, to be brutally honest. I think that one cross from Fatawa straight into his arms was the only time. Apart from that, we've dominated them, And one thing, that a big part of it is, yes, we've been decent enough in possession, I'd argue. Could still be a lot better. Sometimes we've had better breakaways, where we've had overlapping numbers and we haven't took that opportunity. But a large part of it is we are working exceptionally hard out of possession. We give them no longer than 5-10 seconds on the ball. We're pouncing on them all over them foxes. We're the fox catchers. Straight on top of them. Give me that ball. Thank you very much. And we're turning it over at them. Where I think we could be better is being more clinical when the chances do present themselves. Dominic Solanke has had 2 or 3 massive chances. You take them, we're talking about, we're sitting here probably singing songs, to be honest with you, Jack, smoking cigars. Yeah. The game's done. And this is a big problem last season. We often got off to good starts in games, but we just lack that killer instinct up front. And I think most fans want Spurs to be able to show that killer instinct. I think that's one area where we really need to improve in this half, because what we can't do is let Leicester back in the game. That's what we've done all last season, and it almost detracts away from a lot of the football you've played that game, and it puts focus on other areas. So if we can bring that killer instinct, this is a very easy game for us. You couldn't have asked for a more easy one in the opening day. They can't get out of their half. Go and kill them off now. The first 10 minutes, I want to see us to be absolutely relentless. Be killers. Want to see blood. Go at them. Put the ball in the back of the net once or twice. And then we'll see some substitutions and probably go on and score a couple of more. If we don't, all you're doing is allowing Leicester and building more confidence and belief in their game plan. And eventually they will get that one chance and take it. So we have to fucking kill them off. Although I'm delighted with this half, very good half. Now we've got to show the killer instinct. We can't be naive here.
I think you said so many great points there, Dave. I mean, there's so many positives to take, but if you were to look at some of the things Spurs could have done, they could have taken one or two of those chances, and I'd say two of those were probably Solanke's. I think the header that he had was definitely the easier one of them, and I think the second one was probably that one where he was taken down for that, debatable penalty, but he could have done a bit better in that situation and could have just stayed on his feet and then would have been able to just slide it into the back of the net. I might be missing another there, and
He had one there where he headed it straight into the goalkeeper's hands as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had the diving header and then he had the other one.
Yeah, and so if he takes one of those chances there, we find ourselves 2-0 to the good.
Yeah.
What he is doing though, which is what we were missing last season, and Richarlison provided this. We know Solanke can as well. He's just taking up the box and he's taking up a focal presence in there. And so when we do have it out wide to Sonny, to Johnson, or Madison is looking for someone, you can see there's a big guy in there that you can try to get it into. And it forces those Leicester defenders to be honest, and they have to focus on him instead of focusing on others making runs. And it probably, with having someone like that, a focal striker in the box, it creates space for maybe even that Pedro Porro goal that we had. Another thing, too, is that from set pieces, I'd argue Spurs have looked actually a bit better going forward. We haven't had too many to deal with defensively yet to really judge us on that. But, I mean, Bentancur, has done really well from set pieces. I think we're whipping it into good areas. Another thing to argue as well is Madison, someone who I've been very critical of, this preseason as well into last season. I think Madison had a very, bright first half. I liked, his energy. It's not really out of possession. It's just in possession. He was looking to make things happen, and he had some good touches to try to take it past his man as well. And for the most part, Nick, I'm pretty satisfied with that first half. Johnson, another player too, I'm usually pretty critical of in the past. I think he's worked really hard out of possession. Maybe in possession, he could show a bit more quality. If I were to judge him a bit harshly, I'd say he could be, a bit better in possession, but out of possession, like you said, Nick, he's worked so hard for us. And I'd just say I'm happy with that first half. Yes, little things here and there that we need to do better in, but I'm happy with that first half.
I mean, Johnson in particular, he's showing some things that he was lacking last season so far. Clearly, he's working on some things. And look, if we can go the entire season without conceding a corner, hey, we're laughing, But I don't think that's going to happen. We haven't been, our set piece frailties have not been tested in this match at all. And I'm a little concerned about that going into to the second half, because I don't think that keeping everything exactly the same is going to be the smartest decision. I think that Cooper is going to try to adjust and try to exploit whatever he can. Even if it's trying to be more compact and frustrate us even more and try to catch us out on the break. I think we're going to have to change it up a little bit. And, at the sacrifice of people's egos, I think maybe you put in a Bergwall instead of a Sarr and give him license to go forward a little bit more, where Sarr has definitely been trying to hold down a defensive position a bit more. Everybody, it looks like, does have license to go forward.
Yeah.
Looks like Sarr's been a bit more of a 6. Don't know, but I'd like to see Bergwall in there.
Yeah. And Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, just quickly, I would add, I was thinking there, the two players for me would be Sarr and Johnson. Don't get me wrong, Johnson's showing so much more improvements out of possession. He's had that bit of mongrel about him today, which really has helped him. But in possession, there has to be a reason why anytime someone gets the opportunity to spread it out to them, they don't. And that's what my main concern is. It's like they don't have belief to give it into the kid's feet. And when it has gone out to him, he hasn't really had as much, caused any really problems. Son, every time he gets the ball, he's looking like a threat. He's looking like a problem. He's drawing players to him.
Yeah.
Brennan Johnson, although he's worked really hard, maybe a bit harsh here, but he still has to do more in possession. And same with Papa Sarr. He's let us down in possession today as well. There are two maybe substitutions I wouldn't be surprised to see in around 55, 60 minutes if it continues that way.
I completely agree, actually, on Johnson, where he's improved on his work rate out of possession, where if you're not playing that well, that's a great thing to do to at least, not put as much attention on you and not be as much of a liability. But if we do want to kind of point out some of the things he still could have done better, and I'd say he could have done better with some of the chances that he did have, with that one that he flashed across the goal, could have maybe finished that. And then there were some others where he did have it in a good wide area and probably could have done a bit better with the chance provided to him. But a big improvement has been him out of possession. He has worked very hard out of possession, probably worked just as hard as anyone else. Dark Sun G, though, with a super chat here, boys. And he's saying, I love how Porro scored his first goal of the season this quickly. Normally it takes him at least half a season. I hope Son and Solanke also score today. I think Porro has just shown that he's think becoming one of the best right backs in the Premier League with a goal like that. You know, he's just been fit. He's firing. He had a season off as well where he wasn't taken to the Euros. You wonder if he has a chip on his shoulder after that. And then on the case of Son and Solanke, he wants them to score today. What do you make of either of their performances? I'll go to you, Dave, and then see if Nick has anything to add to it.
Just quickly, I'll let Nick take on the Son and Solanke. I just want to talk about the Pedro Porro goal quickly. What I love about it is the initiative he took to make that run. That's not the instruction for him to make that run across Solanke, but he took the initiative to come off that right flank and go and make that run, which I absolutely love. But second of all, because Dominic Solanke is such a focal point, anytime we look like we're going to shape the cross, they're automatically trying to feel around, look around for Dominic Solanke. It actually allows people like Pedro Porro to make them unsighted runs and be able to get on the end of things, which is an absolute fantastic goal. And then the finish, like, we're talking about a right back here, guys. We're talking about a right back putting away. He's almost showed Dominic Solanke there how to finish a header. It's absolutely unbelievable. This guy does, not only is he a great assister, he's good at defending, but he also scores goals. He will be a player we will never really be grateful for how good he is and what he offers until he's gone. He is absolutely superb. Fair play to Pedro Porro on that. And of course, look, I do think Son will score a goal. The game will open up later for him, a bit more space. He'll absolutely punish them for that. Solanke keeps getting in the right places. Eventually, it'll go his way. Let's see if they keep falling these ways, Dax and G.
What do you make of Solanke's first half and Sonny's first half for you, Nick?
Well, I could tell Stephen Wilson isn't impressed with Solanke, and he wants to make sure everybody else can read it. Stephen, we can hear you, man. You can take your caps lock off. I don't think he was anything that I would call, lacking in what he's being asked to do at all. Other than put it in the back of the net for at least that one header in general. But he is drawing defenders to him and opening up space.
Yeah.
That's the number one, as far as people getting in the ball to him. That's going to come, and other people have to get involved. First game of the season here. First real game. First game he's playing in a Spurs shirt ever. So, give him a chance. I think he's going to stay pretty much on the pitch for the entire match. Maybe come off and we'll see Rich a little bit towards the end. But I have a feeling, you're going to be seeing a heck of a lot more of him. So far, to me, he's been doing what I expected and what he should be doing. I would like to see a goal. I wasn't thinking he was getting a hat trick or a brace or anything like that today, but I was thinking he would get a goal and he would provide a goal for somebody. That can still happen right now. My thoughts are positive so far. As far as Son goes, I think he's had a very good game. I think he's the worry man for Leicester.
Yeah.
Of everybody, Solanke's drawing players, but they're doubling up and tripling up on Son.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help that so much is going down that side. I think we have to get the right side involved a heck of a lot more. If space opens up for Son the way it is for Johnson, we're going to have a lot more goals without a doubt.
Absolutely agree with both of you. And Dark Sun G, I think Solanke is going to pull off a goal today. He just looks like he's in the right areas, and he just needs to have a bit more composure with some of these. And I think one of these is going to go in the back of the net for him. And if it doesn't, we have someone like Richarlison, who hopefully is healthy, that can come off the bench and then do that for us. And that's just a great combination to have one of those two.
No, 100%. Can I just add on to what, to Dominic Solanke? I think, people have to understand what you're going to expect from him. You're not going to see what Harry Kane done, as a striker for Tottenham Hotspur. He's dropping deep, getting involved in the build-up play, spraying these passes around. It's not what you're going to see from Dominic Solanke. He's going to be that guy in the box, and that's what we want from him. That's what we lacked last season, and I think people have to understand that. If you're expecting Solanke to drop deep, pick up the ball, start spraying these passes around, it's never going to happen. I can understand why you're disappointed, because the expectations are way too high.
And Georgie Hill, thank you, George, for all the support today, my friend. Really do appreciate it. He's saying, want to see Bergvall on for Sarr, added dimension. I think a few people in the chat, including Dave, have mentioned that today, that they want to see maybe a substitution for Sarr, who hasn't necessarily been on it today. Out of all the great performances that we saw in that first half, sadly with Sarr, it's not really been the case with him. He works hard out of possession, but in possession, he's not really as convincing as some of the others. And we know Bergvall he's someone who's very, very creative. And that was actually someone who I wanted to see start in this game because I didn't think it was necessary to maybe start Pop Matasar in this one. I felt like maybe Bergvall could added a different dimension, but that's a good rationale. And I think I'm in the same boat as you there, Georgie Hill. I think Bergvall could come on and play as a number 8. We keep Madison on, who's playing very well. And then eventually, if Madison needs a break, we could move Bergvall to the number 10 role, put Archie Gray in there. You know, there are options off the bench here, which is just great to have. Adrian Chia saying, big up, lads. Timing my super chats carefully. Come on, you Spurs. Adrian, your superstition is amazing. I think you might be the most superstitious man in the Irish Hotspur community. And we're very, thankful for all your support. But I'm, I think this game has been well in control by Spurs so far. We just need to go on and grab that second, in my opinion. I'm just going to go to Adrian again, and then I'm going to come back to Jerome here. And he's saying, let's see Bergvall come on and rip Leicester apart. I mean, anybody want to touch on Bergvall? Is that the substitution you'd like to see happen?
Nick?
Without a doubt, man. And Sar, I can't. He hasn't had the worst game. I think he's been decent in defense as well. But there's something about Bergvall and about how he is going both ways. That is very exciting. And he is a menace off the ball, and he is extremely creative on the ball. So, they're both young guys. I don't think there should be any problem, even if it's only 45 minutes. Bring Sar off. Get Bergvall on, get him some minutes, man. That is definitely what I want to see. I'm not sure I will, but it's definitely what I want to see.
Swedish Mafia, we want to see come in there, Adrian.
And I don't think there's a need for Sar right now in this second half. I don't think we need that person really tracking back. We're in full control of this game. You could almost bring Bergvall in here, to be able to try and have that different avenue down the right-hand side to cut them open down that side, like Madison and Son are doing down the left-hand side. I definitely think that would help for sure. But Papa Matsar has been good in terms of breaking up play. Let's not get that mistaken. It's just in possession going forward. Sometimes the moves have broke down when he's got involved.
Jerome saying we have to bring Kulu on instead of Johnson because the missed chances will cost us big time. They will come out in the second half. I mean, that's what we were saying. You have to step on their throat. You have to go for the second goal if you can in that first half because it just takes the life out of the opposition. It just makes their job even harder to get back into it. And the fact that it's only one goal, they can hold on to some type of hope that they can get back into it. Even though they were completely outplayed, Leicester, they still can hold on to some sort of hope that they'll get back into this one. With Kulusevski, I would like to see him play personally, as much as I've praised Johnson out of possession and defensively today. I did want Kulusevski to start on that right wing instead of him. And we'll see if he can come on and make an impact at some point. I mean, he's played so well in preseason, Jerome, that some people feel like it was pretty harsh to drop Kulusevski because he was basically one of our best players in the preseason. And you wonder if he has then a chip on his shoulder, if he's feeling a bit hard done by being left on the bench for that reason. And Kulusevski, Johnson, both of them last season, they were a tad wasteful with their chances, but we need one of them to be clinical, so might as well give Kulusevski that chance. And then also just a second, I'm going to get to your other one, Jerome, but I just had to press the clock so people get synced up with us. And he's also celebrating 23 months of being a member of this channel. And he's saying 23 months of being a member of this Best Spurs channel. I miss coming to talk to you guys, but life is so busy with a little girl now. Listen, Jerome, I mean, I get it, man. Having a baby, having a kid, it can be very tough to have any sort of time for yourself and any sort of time to even concentrate on Spurs. But when you're back and when you're ready, we would love to have you. Like I said to you, whether it's a fan show or even a panel show, just email Dave or I, or give us a message on one of the social medias, and we would be happy to have you with us because we've been missing you, man. We love your takes. We love how you look at the game. We love how you look at Spurs, and you're a very passionate fan as well. So we would love to have you sometime soon. So just email Dave or I, if you want to hop on a panel show, you want to hop on a pre-match build-up or something like that. I know Dave and I would love to make the room for you. So just thank you so much for supporting us. You've been very, very kind to us over these years. And let's hope we go on and finish this game, Jerome. I really liked that first half, and I hope you did as well. And let's hope we get that Kulusevski sub for you, and he can come on. And Dave, Kulusevski's newest, biggest fan, is going to maybe be happy from that substitution because I know Dave wants to see Kulu given a chance. But we are kicked off into the second half here, everybody, and just want to say thank you so much, everybody, for all the support so far. If you can for us, you have been enjoying the watch along, smash the like button, please. It would be a great help to us. And let's hope the Spurs go on and grab the 3 points here, continue what they started in that first half.
Well, so far in the first couple of minutes, it looks like we are going along as we started, turning over the ball very quick. It looks like the
No
aggression-
substitutions, though, to
no
begin with.
substitutions yet.
No.
A little bit of
It's all right.
Johnson on the floor. He did get a
man.
very harsh challenge against him right there that the ref decided not to give anything to.
It's all right, guys. Just wait for my man Kulu to come on. He's going to change it. I'm with Jerome. Absolutely spot on, lad. I'm surprised you didn't start today. You deserve to over the course of pre-season. And also, hopefully life is going well for you with the young family, my man. And look, probably a welcome distraction, to be brutally honest with you, lad. You know, puts life into perspective at times. So hopefully you're enjoying being a father, my man.
As far as Kulu's position goes, man, I've got to believe that he has been prepared and coached, and just told him, look, this is my plan right now. Yeah, I like what you've been doing, and we're going to use it strategically as it goes. But you know, right now, I got to get the most out of Johnson. I got to see if he can actually produce.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wasn't going to play instead of Solanke. We all know.
It's a free ref. That's the second one in 2 seconds. Give them a bloody yellow.
Yeah, it is. They probably had close to 10 fouls at this point. I'd be
I mean,
surprised.
what we're going to do? Do what Fulham or Nottingham Forest done to us last season, where we don't get a book until 93 minutes.
And it also just makes it so much easier to then defend against us if you're just allowed to foul without any sort of punishment.
Absolutely, lad. Absolutely. Allows you to pull down every counter, any dangerous move, you know? Come on, Tottenham, let's go.
Vicario going long here.
Win that, Brennan. Easy
Work.
challenge, that'll do. Come on, Spurs. This is there. This is there.
Come on,
for us.
lads. Come on, Spurs. Just
Come on.
continue what we started in that first half, and we should go on and win this thing.
Great turn
There
by
you go.
Ben
Get
Cole.
turned, Sar.
Sorry,
There you are.
Jesus Christ, there's no one near you. Why are you turning like a roundabout?
Johnson into Pedro. This is Pedro's range. Oh, good ball
on,
into
Solanke wants
Johnson.
it.
He's got to be ready for it, though. Ah, it's a terrible touch. Is it out for a corner?
Don't think
I think
so.
it is.
Did he win a corner there? We'll take that then.
You hope he did. Because he wasn't
Okay.
ready for that pass, but he should have been.
Look at Bergvall. He's begging for minutes. He's
Hey,
analysing.
look
the
at
game.
he's itching his
scanning
leg.
the pitch. He's scanning the pitch, lad. He's like, oh, if I get in these positions, I'm going to rip this game apart.
Hey, did we ever find out what he ate? What flew down his throat in the last?
I think he got chewing gum. I think he had chewing gum and he got caught.
How is that being allowed? How are you playing football with chewing gum?
A lot of them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, basketball especially. A lot of guys do it.
Oh, it's a great fucking ball.
Joe
Oh,
Solanke was there.
it's a great delivery.
Good defense. Man, and Didi has actually saved 2 goals at this point.
Yeah.
Off of the line. That was actually, Dave, that was the goal that Solanke could have scored, right? Was the
Yeah.
one that Ndidi saved off of the line. Unlucky. There you are, Solanks. There you are, my man.
Good turn.
Oh,
great footwork.
Very
Great
good
footwork.
job.
Oh, it
Oh,
goes
okay.
like the sun.
Still alive. Come on,
Pedro
Pedro.
Porro, this
Porro
is his
banger.
range.
Right,
Come on,
Johnson, skin him.
Come on, Johnson.
Honestly, this guy looks like he's been in World War IV at this stage. Skin him.
World War IV.
We skipped the whole World War. He looks that bad.
He's been in 2 world wars. That's how much
Everybody's
of the
just
trenches.
dancing around the fence right here until they break him open like Madison does here.
What? Oh, what
Oh,
is
Madison's
there?
got. Oh,
You
Good
just
foul
got
for
rolled.
Porro.
says, keep going. Oh, come on.
That's so greedy from Madison. So greedy. He's got to cross that. He's crossing earlier on when he should be shooting, and he's shooting when he should be crossing.
Yeah, a little too much dribbling from James.
It's exciting, though. We're going for the kill. This is what we want to see.
Everyone wants to see the Swedish Mafia come on.
We're going for the kill.
You wonder if Ange will go about it that way, where he'll do a Kulusevski and Bergwall substitution around the same time. I mean, Vicario just hates even being in his own box at this point.
I'm telling you, he's getting sleepy back there. He's got to do something to keep alive.
Given away by Sonny, but it wasn't the best pass into him, I'd say.
No, they got men over. Romero, get out. Oh, great
Good defending from
fucking
Sar.
Happy
That
Nice
is the defensive
There
work
you
rate that he
go.
provides.
Just
Yeah,
tracks that
absolutely.
back. That's brilliant.
Good job.
And he's offsides. Way to hold the high line.
Well done, Romero, by the way. That's brilliant to catch him offside.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there were a few comments at the half as, if we were playing a better team, we would be down at this point. I disagree because I don't think that they've given us much trouble in our own third, except for then. That was the time right there that a different team with a faster front line, we would have been in trouble right there.
But to be honest with you, it's if buts and maybes at the end of the day. We're not playing a better team. We're playing Leicester. We're doing the job.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I get it, but I'll deal with that when we come to it,
Pop Matasar.
But we do have to be more ruthless against the bigger teams, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Van de Ven.
Good ball.
I think this is Madison. Outside the foot to
Oh, it's saucing.
from
Honestly.
Udoji.
They're going to put a high court injunction against this sort of football. They're going to
Well
make
done,
it
Johnson.
Oh.
Ugh. Good housery from Johnson, holding the ball away from him.
That's it, Dom. Hunt it. There we are. Keep going. There we are.
Gets on to Buenonote, but takes a poor touch, and Bentancur is there.
Right, let's go, Sonny. Play it round the corner.
Get there. Come on, Solanks. It's just maybe not even too far in front of him. I just think it needed to be spread a little bit wider there.
Yeah.
Got to win that, Destiny.
Great challenge.
I think he's given a free kick.
No way. Get after him. There we are, Sarah. You're hungry. So am I.
Are you watching this past your tea time there, Davo?
Oh, it's way past my tea time. Won't be till about 12 tonight, lad.
He's late on his roast dinner as well. He didn't probably have one on Sunday. He needs one today.
No. Next roast dinner I'll get is international break. I'm going to take myself out for a roast dinner. I'm going to treat myself.
There you go.
Win that.
Oh, well done
Good
by
header,
Sonny.
Sonny.
Good cushion header through the legs of... Oh, come on, Solanks. Just trying to get touches under control there. Just doesn't. Oh, well done. Sorry, great reading of the game.
Move it.
Johnson,
Give it out wide.
that's
Give it
not
out
the right
wide.
option, man. That's not the right option.
Absolute melon.
Pedro Porro. Sar's got space. Sar wants it. Someone make a run for him.
Johnson not played Porro. It's the obvious pass.
Oh, and
Great ball. Solanke.
Oh,
straight to keeper.
Oh.
Come on,
Good
Dom.
power behind it, but he needs to direct it to one of the sides.
I just want to see my song.
He's got good touch here, good movement from Solanke, good touch. It's just straight at the keeper.
Straight at him. He does right by keeping it low, tries to keep it low. It's just straight at him. There's no direction on it.
He had the great composure to take the extra touch. He just needs to direct it to either side. He got the defender with that extra touch.
Promising thing is we're supplying him with chances anyway. That's the good thing.
We're just seeing the benefits of what we were talking about, Dave. Having a vocal striker, having a guy in there that can do something like that for us. Who's not afraid to receive the ball with his back to goal and get turned like that. And it's just, and like I said, if Solanke doesn't do it tonight, hopefully we get to see Richarlison do it.
Yeah.
Madison.
Go on, Madison, play it. Great ball. Oh, come on, son.
Strange from Sonny. Porro. This is his range. He delivers from here.
Oh, that space.
Solanke!
Oh!
Heads fresh air there.
I think he dove too early.
Or either too early or too late. One or the other. He was close though. We're purring now.
There you are.
Just putting fresh
Get
oil
it in a Porro.
engine.
He's right there, Madison.
Right, Johnson, burn him.
Madison. Oh, not the right. Good idea, but just not enough power on it. Porro to Johnson. Well done, Johnson. Madison. Well done, Madison. Bentancur, great touch.
Bentancur.
Straight at the keeper again. Straight at the keeper again.
Lads.
Come on, lads.
He's got to bury that. How many more chances do we need? He's in so much space as well. He couldn't dream of more. He's nearly in Lapland. He's got that much room. Oh, no. Get after him. That's it, Van de Ven. Come on, Flash. Flash the smash. Let's go.
Back post to Vardy. We got that now. Taken care of. Get onto that, Johnson. Work, man.
Ah, ref, come on, they're assaulting the kid.
Christensen,
Oh, no.
dangerous.
Deal with this. Deal with it. Don't let him cross it.
No.
Why did we fucking let him cross it?
It's
You have to go and
Vardy.
close that down. And who is marking Vardy? Holy
Back post,
shit.
completely open for
How many
Vardy.
more chances do we need? We've so many chances we haven't took them. But Doji's standing there with his hands behind his back doing his best Eric Dyer impersonation, and someone's just let Jamie Vardy run free.
Oh, come on, lads.
This is the shit we spoke about at half time.
Just one, and we had chances again here in the second half to take a second, and we just haven't. And it's just lazy defending at the back post there.
It's lazy defending all around.
Yeah.
Oh, that was their only chance really as well, Leicester City.
He's not even fit. He's 38 years of age. He should be in a retirement home. No one deals with that. We got away with that one.
Pedro Porro, or sorry, it's Romero and Pedro Porro. Romero and Pedro Porro have no idea where Vardy is. They have no idea where Vardy is. Romero's not really marking anyone. Oh, that's poor.
Oh, that's really piss poor.
It's poor from, I think.
Romero, boat caught sleeping. Doji lets the cross come in. This is exactly his game plan. And all the chances we've had in this second half.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to take one to kill them. We spoke about this at half time. You've got to go and kill this off. You can't give them any belief. Now look at them. They're pressing like they've just been reloaded with Duracell batteries.
All right, lads, we cannot lose our heads here, man.
Mm-hmm. Been the better team all game, but it's unfortunate you do that to yourself. It's just not necessary.
Romero's got to step up and organize that back line. Son's got to step up and push forward. Have leadership. This is where the leadership has to come in right now, because we can't spend the next 10 minutes not knowing what we're doing.
Yeah, big time. Absolute big time. Spot on, Nick. This is where the leadership, this is what we spoke about in the pre-match build-up. This is where this has to come in now. Regather the heads. Don't allow it to get erratic for the next 10 minutes and find yourself 2-1 down.
Just need to take one of these next chances that we create as well. That is an absolute souvenir.
Yep.
I mean, the fact that he even tried to go for goal there, that's just disrespectful.
Has he really? Do you think so? That's shocking if he has.
I feel like he's got caught up with the Jamie Vardy's having a party song there.
That's all Leicester fans could even celebrate today as well. Oh, it's poor from Sarr.
For fuck's sake. Take him and Johnson off now. Please just take them off now. They're hurting my eyes.
There you go. Put him under pressure.
Starting to get lazy now as well.
Got to work for each other here. Come on, lads. Come on, Tottenham. There you go, Romero. Was poor from him and Pedro Porro, though. They just completely, it's really preventable. I mean, they just completely, it's Jamie Vardy as well, and they just completely ignored him.
Yeah.
Striker waiting for it in the box.
And Romero hasn't even kept the line with Van de Ven either. He's 10 yards behind him.
I don't even know why he went to the middle there, because it felt like Pat Montessar had pretty much whoever that was. I think it was Buonanotte covered there, and he decided to just double up on him when, again, the striker is the one that you should be worried about.
What annoys me, though, is you get away with the first one that comes across. I think Buonanotte was so close to getting on the end of it. At least be alert for the next ball coming back across.
Yeah.
They're switched off.
Yeah. Vicario has to go long.
Oh, we're not even stringing two passes together right now. And now Fatah's burning a Doji on the outside. That hasn't happened all game. Oh, no. Oh.
Well dealt with. Come on.
Someone get a grip of that fucking football. They're running us ragged now.
Cleared away by Van de Ven.
Good clearance.
Johnson, you have to make it. Well done. That's a free ref. That's a fucking free kick. Oh, now we won. Now we
Listen,
find
we got to make a change just to
Now we
settle
find
things down, man.
Get Sarr off, get Johnson off, get Kuhn and Bergval in there. They're going to look at that, aren't they? That's not a penalty. If Solanke didn't get one, that's not a fucking penalty.
It's outside the box as well. It's outside.
We're in the middle of the trenches here now. Got to stand up and fight.
Got to deal with these set pieces.
We need to make substitution as well. Mm-hmm. Time, fucking
and
time.
defend, man. Take a touch. You have two players around you as well. They got to communicate with each other. Someone's got to tell them.
It's just we're getting erratic now. There's no leader there to tell someone to calm down. We've just allowed Leicester back into the game out of nowhere. Now they're dominating us. Well done.
Got to think about subs as well, Ange Postecoglou, I'd argue. He's got to now think about those subs.
He needs an injection of something fresh in here right now. If not, the second's coming. There you are.
It's in behind Romero again.
That's shocking from
Romero, come on, man. Wake up.
That's fucking shocking.
Got to wake up, Romero.
Yeah. It's absolutely shocking. He's not even aware he's there.
Does well there, but, I mean, geez, man.
He got away with it, didn't he? He does do well, but he got away with it.
Oh, jeez, boys. This is just typical Spurs. This is just typical Spurs.
Straighten up.
Look at the fans. They're up for it now. They can see we're rattled. They're only up from the championship and they can see we're rattled.
It's just typical Spurs dominating the whole game, and then just one goal like that goes in from lazy defending, and we're so rattled. Come on, lads. Here you are.
Get on, Solanke.
Way on. Don't hold it too long.
Oh, there you go.
Well done.
All right, you got to find somebody, man. Take your time. Composure. Good composure there.
Someone run off him.
Oh, Madison.
Jesus, Madison. Of all the people as well. Of all the people, Madison, you know, someone who you expect to have a good touch.
Come on.
That's just shocking for Madison. Oh, that's what I would do. Pedro Porro clearing it away. Super chat in from Nicholas Walker. Thank you for the support, Nicholas. Saying another Spurs season where we try to play 80 million pound football with 40 million pound players. We have defenders playing slow build up with fast paced forwards. I'd argue in possession, like we do have some of the best around with Romero and Van de Ven. I'd just say that in this game, we've just been punished for not being clinical enough and not being ruthless enough for me, Nicholas. I don't know about you, but I think for the most part, Spurs have had some really good chances here. It's just we're not being clinical and we're not taking advantage of some of these chances. And then towards the end there, it's just bad defending from Romero in particular and Pedro Porro. Both of them just no idea that Jamie Vardy is there. And we're being punished now. Now all of a sudden we're getting rattled, you know, after that first goal, despite being the better team. Now we're just getting rattled from it. But yeah, Dave, I mean, yeah.
No, this is completely down to our forward line not taking the chances today. Yeah. Look, I've expressed about Brennan Johnson. Worked really hard out of possession today, don't get me wrong. But for me, a winger's about, you know, working hard should be a given. That shouldn't be something we're praising him for. You know, it's more what is he doing in possession. He's offered absolutely nothing in possession today. And
Solanke's missed a couple of chances as well today, sadly.
It's not all Johnson's fault. We're not getting the ball out to him quick enough at times. But when it does go out there, you know, he doesn't do anything with it. It doesn't mean Romero's in a rush to get it out to him again, if you know what I mean. When it comes to Dom Solanke, I questioned about could he make this step up. And I'm not going to write him off now. It's first game of the season. But he's had 3 or 4 chances today, and he's been very underwhelming. They've all been straight at the goalkeeper.
Yep.
You know, we shouldn't even be in this position right now. We should have killed these off, you know, by 45 minutes, to be brutally honest. They shouldn't have even been allowed to get back into the game. And same thing, once we concede, our game plan goes out the window. Postecoglou spoke about in the embargo press conference. And there's no leaders out there, which is something we spoke about in the pre-match build-up, to grab some people together and say, fucking calm down, lads. Get control of it, you know. Everyone's just allowing it to happen. There's no speaking, nothing.
It's gotten real sloppy in defense. They're getting through, and
Oh.
Jeez.
definitely shouldn't be. But I don't know if you just saw people warming
Yeah.
up there. It looks like 4. It looks
Gray.
like even Dragusin coming on, and this is the kind of thing we definitely need. Is a full shakeup of
But
who's
big
on
up Nicholas Walker. I really appreciate that, my man. Hopefully, you enjoyed mine and Jack's answer off that. But yeah, Nick, it looks like Gray's definitely getting ready
Gray,
anyway. I've seen his mop of
Bergvall,
hair.
Hulu, and even Dragusin looks like is warming up.
Oh, even Dragusin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's poor from Romero. I love Romero, but it's
That
so
will
poor
be
from him.
Romero coming off.
Well, I mean, does
Oh,
Ainge
my Lord.
think maybe he's a little
Madison
bit
needs to be
Madison.
taken off now.
Yeah,
He-
absolutely. I think he had a
Come
very
on.
good first 45 minutes, but he's
Come
not
on.
on it.
Come on, Johnson.
4-on-5 here. Johnson, show me some quality. Oh, my
Really
Lord.
That's what he did all last
Minute.
season.
He's so devoid of quality in the final third.
Pedro, come on, lad. There you go, Bence. Pedro here. All right, you got to move for each other, though, boys.
But to Nicholas's point, though, this is what I've said. You can't just bring in any average Joe across this forward line. I've said it time and time again. You have to bring in some established quality. We haven't done that down that right-hand side, and today we're paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Up front, I'm not going to rip Solanke apart. On another day, he could have 3 or 4 goals. But, if this continues, I will bring my questions back out about him.
I really rate Solanke, and I'm frustrated with those 2. I think 2 of those chances he should have buried.
Yeah.
I'd say the other ones were maybe more half chances, but one of those he really should have.
He should have a brace today.
He should have a goal. He should have a goal today.
We've lost it in the middle as well. We're so open right now. Midfield
but-
is just gone.
We're giving it away just so often now.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's just no reasons as well. It's really just sloppy touches, sloppy decision making.
They're letting us play around and just waiting for a mistake.
Yeah.
Exactly. Need someone to actually have some quality here.
Slow it down for a minute. Stop this end-to-end stuff for a minute. Slow it down. Grab control of it again.
See, Sonny. Come on, Sar. Solanke dropping deep to the right. Nice pass from
Good
Van de
ball.
Ven.
Come on,
There you go,
Play it.
Madison.
Sonny's on.
Very nice through ball.
Oh, keeper. Quick off the line there. I didn't see that
Right.
one coming.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see him coming out for that. Well done by the keeper.
Why couldn't it be slow as a wet week? For fuck's sake. Come on, this pressure out of possession is completely died now. Let's go. You got to fight now, lads.
Yeah, you got to get that goal back now. You have to work harder now. If you're
We're all
not
getting
going to,
lazy out of possession.
this is what happens when you don't get that second goal. Now you have to
Yeah.
work hard again.
If you're 2-0 up, you can let them away with it, if you've killed the game. But oh no,
Oh no, it's
Jamie
Vardy
Vardy
as
in here
well.
again.
Oh,
Oh,
my
what a
lord!
save, Vicario! What a fucking save!
Phenomenal save.
What
Should
a
have scored that,
save!
Vardy. He should have scored that.
He
That's
should have
clean
buried it.
through.
So much credit to Vicario there. What an absolute reaction!
Come on, boys.
Why is it taking so long to get these subs on? Why is he still on the pitch? What a save!
Stayed very disciplined there, Vicario. And he has a great parry there. It's a great parry to not spill it to someone else. Corner for Spurs. How's Madison still on, man?
Madison, Johnson. I'd even maybe think about bringing Solanke and getting Richarlison on.
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
Someone's down.
so close again.
Someone's down. It could be a head injury. I think it's Bentancur.
Yeah.
He looks, gosh, it's the last person you want to see injured as well,
Yeah.
Bentancur. He's had a
Looks
good
out,
game.
I think
Looks
he's out
out.
stone cold.
That's not good. He's had a good game, Bentancur, I'd argue, too.
Ange needs to get at least 1 or 2 substitutions on there now. I don't honestly. The fact that Kulusevski's had such a good preseason and he's not on the pitch by now is shocking from Ange Postecoglou. Here we go. Got Werner, Bergvall, and Gray anyway for sure. That's there that I can see. You don't need to give Bergvall a oh no.
Oh
Stretcher.
no, this guy Bentancur is the unluckiest man in the world. If this
Yeah.
is
He was
another
out
huge
cold. You
injury.
could see it. You could see he was out cold. All best wishes go to him anyway, for sure, on his recovery. Sad. For Tower. Did it come off his head? It looks like it.
You know, I was hoping for a water break or something like that so Ange could get a yell at him, not an injury like this.
Yeah.
It's also harsh because it hurts our momentum. It really hurts the momentum.
Well, actually, it might actually help us.
Yeah,
It
I
might
mean,
slow
we
down
didn't have a
Leicester's
whole lot of momentum.
That's fair. That's very fair.
We could
Super
get
chat though.
regain composure. Sorry.
Come from Artist T saying a healthy Richie scores those chances. Listen, I mean, I'm a big fan of Solanke, Artist, but I think knowing Solanke, he should absolutely bury one or two of those. I understand, like, first few games of the season, you could be nervous, maybe not really feeling fully confident or anything like that. And, you know, you got to give him some time. But once you come to Spurs, you know, you don't really get all that time in the world. And you do have guys breathing down your neck for your spot. It's good, though, that we have someone like Richarlison to then compete with him. And Richie's problem is he's just never really healthy. And I wonder if that's the case here with Ange, if he hasn't brought on Richie, because maybe Richie isn't exactly healthy yet. But he does need to be, because if Solanke's not going to bury those, we need someone to. But he should have at least a goal today for me, Artist. As much as I like him, he should have buried one of those.
Yeah. It's just disappointing, you know. It's mad how football can work, you know. When you've had 3 or 4 chances like you have today, you could have easily gone a run of 8, 10 games without scoring.
Hey, look, it's Ben.
It's Ben from We Are Tom TV.
Oh, yeah. There he is.
That's hilarious.
Cheering the team on. This game. How are we in this position?
Injured at Leicester against us, Brett. Yeah, that's right. Got injured against Leicester the first time around.
It's a clash of heads anyway. You can see it. He's out cold. What's he say? What are they demonstrating there? He's bent the course jaw off. The shoulder Fatu.
Oh yeah.
This is really unfortunate as well, because I feel like Bentancur is having a good game.
He was showing
he was having a good game. He was showing what, you know, we can get from him in that number 6 role.
I feel so sorry for Bentancur. I mean, he just can't get a run at the minute. Anytime you get him back out there, you know, he's it's not even his fault.
Well, listen, hopefully if he did get caught under the chin, you know, that's what we call a bell ringer. That's not, painful, it's not a concussion. Yeah, it's a painful and it'll put you out, but it's not a concussion threat. You know, hopefully he'll be back ready to go.
Oh, I just don't get how we're here. We should be sitting here cheering right now, 3-0 up.
We should be 2-0, 3-0 up.
Oh, he's back. He's sitting back up. That's good. Concussion protocol anyway. He'll have to come off now.
Yeah.
So he will. What do we need to do, though, guys, to go on and win this game now, you know? Because for me, out of possession, that's why Leicester are back in the game. We've stopped working out of possession as hard as we were.
Yep, there was a full lack of organization, too. You know, that goal threw the entire game plan out the window. There was a plan, and it was working. As far as the triangles, players moving forward when other players are taking up defensive positions, there's clearly a system that was being worked on that was being effective. Even when we went into the second half, you could see it happening. We need fresh legs in there. I think that's the only way, you know, and I think that, you know, we can all see that that's what's going to happen. You know, players are stripped off right now, so, you know, we just got to get that press. As soon as that ball gets kicked, as soon as the whistle blows, we got to get that press in effect.
Yeah. He's sitting up anyway, which is good from Bentancur. It's nice to see.
Looked like he needed an oxygen mask. He must have really had the...
See, he could have. If they're talking about being there, if you get hit hard enough
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
around the Adam's apple, you'll struggle to breathe for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't seem to think it was as much concussion, Dave. You think he got really the wind knocked out of him in a
Yeah, it could
bad
be.
way.
I think he was out cold though. I do think he was out cold. It looked like he was out cold.
He did go down hard, and his head was buried in the turf. Yeah, he still has the oxygen mask. It's really fortunate to see.
Wish him the best of recovery anyway. Come on. What's that, 5 to 7 minutes added on?
Yeah.
So Archie Gray,
All right.
Kulizeski, Werner,
A lot
and
of stuff.
Bergvall
A
all
lot of
coming
stuff.
on. Let's see who's coming off here now.
Bentancur was number 29, so that's
Bentancur will come off for Bergvall or Gray anyway.
29 is Sar, yeah.
So Sarr and Bentancur off, Bergvall and Gray on. Who's coming off for Werner and Kulu now? On my bets is Johnson and Solanke. If he takes off Son, I question it.
And
It's Madison.
Kulu going in the false nine again?
Maybe who's
Johnson
coming off?
off for
Johnson off for
Werner.
Werner.
Okay.
Sonny looks like he is staying on.
Don't tell me Son's going on top.
Well, if Solanke's not coming off,
No, Madison.
Madison coming off for Kulu.
So a whole new
that's
midfield tree.
The Swedish House Mafia in effect.
A
with
whole new
Solanke still
midfield
up top.
tree. And it
Uh-huh.
looks like one will go out right. It'd be interesting to see whether it's Werner or Son that goes
I
out
think
to the
Werner
right-hand
goes
side.
out right, man. Like why? If Werner's right-footed, man, he can't be any worse than Johnson. It's going forward right now,
Vardy's going off for Leicester. Thank fuck.
And
getting
I
into
think
the game.
I tell you, the difference between Leicester getting that goal and just a bit more of their organization than they had in preseason is Vardy wasn't there preseason. He's clearly the one in charge on that pitch right now. Hopefully, him going off, makes him a little more vulnerable. But he's definitely the one mustering the troops.
Why do I have a feel like Navidi's going to get a winner?
I just think Spurs just can't panic here. I mean, they were panicking and they were giving Leicester all of a sudden, even after the goal. Like, again, Leicester, that was like what? Their only chance, pretty much, like apart. And then all of a sudden, Spurs just started crumbling and looking very erratic. And we just need to get some sort of composure again. Because we can. It's not like we haven't created chances. We can still create chances and go on and win this game. It's just you have to believe in yourselves again.
Yeah.
You have to start getting your foot on the ball and actually showing some composure here. It's just Spurs haven't done that.
That's where Madison, Son, or Romero, there's one of the three leaders, they've got to start grabbing people around them. They have to start taking responsibility for the other people around them. Good play, Solanke. Werner's on the right, so it looks like Son staying out left. Bergvall to Werner. Tidy Bergvall.
To Timo. Timo taking a space.
Do something.
There you go. And good defending. Don't foul.
Gray.
There you go, Gray.
Well done, Gray.
Don't foul.
Well done, Bergvall. He is
Lovely
filthy.
feet. Lovely feet.
Ellie, get that name change. He's filthy.
It's also frustrating as Madison had such a good... Oh, in behind for Solanke here. Madison had such a good first half and then met with a stinker in the second. And that's what's frustrating. I started believing in, I was like, okay, this is why, you give him that chance in the first season and then, with a new season. But then all of a sudden he just kind of pulls up a stinker in the second.
Yeah.
So did a lot of players, to be fair. It wasn't just him, but it's just frustrating that you think you would carry on the momentum from the second or from the first. Sorry. Bergvall, though. There's Bergvall's chance. It's a big chance to be a hero here. Kulu.
Good ball,
well,
Werner.
good
Go on,
touch.
Kulu.
Switch on. Stay switched on, man.
Well done. Battering ram. That's
ball.
it. That's it. Keep going. You battering ram. There we go. Keep battering.
There you
Don't
go,
allow him to
Romero.
do that to you.
That's a foul,
a free
referee.
kick, ref. And I just can't help but feel Anne should have made them substitute sooner.
So much sooner.
Yeah.
See, Bergvall. Okay, into Timo. That's not on Timo.
We need the right team
There
off
you go,
today.
Bergvall. We need Timo Weenie dance floor time. There you go. Get turned, Bergvall. There you go, son. Gray. Romero. If you can see Sonny, good ball to Kulu.
Oh,
To Sonny.
get down.
Udoji. He's got in the way of Sonny, though. Find Gray. There you go. Gray, get turned. Into Romero.
It's got to be quicker now, Romero. Come on. Well done.
There you go,
Well
Timo.
done, Connor. Good ball.
Pedro. It's behind, but that's
Oh,
okay.
Kulu. Back to
Pedro again.
Pedro.
Into Solanke.
Solanke.
Get turned, man. There
Solanke
you go.
gets down.
Oh,
Kulu.
Kulu.
Why did he pass it back? You got to shoot Kulu.
Mm.
Fucking shoot Kulu. Why is he passing it back? Wrap your foot around it.
Good hold-up play by Solanke, but Kulu's got to shoot.
Kulu does brilliant in the build-up as well. He's just got to shoot when it comes back to him, Jacko.
It's good link-up play from both of them, but they just got lads. Come on now, let's got to bury one of these.
Bergvall's taking corners now, huh?
It's a good delivery.
Oh!
It's a bloody good delivery from Bergvall. Madison's really on the threat if he can take corners too. Right, guys, a bit of quickness now here, a bit of urgency. Come on, stop this.
Pedro.
We have to go and get the goal. Wake up.
Sonny is very open on the left if they can find him at some point. There you
Good
go,
ball,
Van de
Van de
Ven.
Ven.
Great ball.
Oh, Doji, turn outside, man. Turn outside. Sonny with Kulu on the overlap. Kulu,
There you
good
go.
ball. Solanke.
Bergvall.
Bergvall. Blocked.
Oh,
Oh, we're just a hair away from scoring.
See, I think Solanke's hold-up play in these situations has been all
He's been
right.
good.
It's just disappointing. He just doesn't bury his chances today. He needs to get his own now.
Come on, ref. There's supposed to be a 30-second rule here.
Come on, Romero. That's
Romero
lazy.
could have had that one run.
Yeah, it's just, well, he did it casually as well. It's a bad foul from Gray. Unnecessary as well. Gives Leicester more time. I mean, there should be at least 10 minutes for...
Should be. I just think Ange made them too late. If we would have made them 10 minutes early, we probably would have snuck one.
yeah.
And I think Sean Maddox said that in the chat, that the subs have
Yeah.
made the impact. They just should have come on sooner. And I'd agree with that.
And they better not start switching off now late in the game from set pieces. Decadoba Reed is off. Ref, can you get him off the pitch? He's taking forever. McAteer coming on. Think he can play for Ireland, this kid. Please stay switched on. Oh no. Just over the bar. Header from McAteer just on the pitch.
Come on, lads.
5
You got...
minutes left in normal time. We'll see what injury time.
You have to push hard here, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, get there, Timo.
Here we go. Turner
good
in behind
pace.
here. Go.
Turner's on.
He's done.
Could have maybe taken a
Wrong
touch, but I
option.
like the intent, but he could have taken a touch. There you go. Into Kulu.
Poro to Kulu.
Good job,
Kulu in
Kulu.
space. Oh, that's beautiful
Oh.
footwork.
Don't foul. Don't foul. There you go. Bergvall.
Well done, Bergvall. Take your time. Get it in.
There you go. Lovely from...
Good
Gotta be
idea.
ready, Kulu. There you go.
Yeah. Come on.
Van de Ven.
Bang it. Bergvall.
Bergvall. Pedro. This is his area. Bergvall. Timo. Gotta take him on there, Timo. Someone's got taken off of the ball. I think it was Pedro.
Pedro is limping on the ground.
Didn't see what happened, but he must have been taken out. Bergvall, lovely
Good
into
ball.
Kulu.
Sonny.
Kulu finds Sonny.
Oh, shit.
terrible touch,
Touch.
Sonny.
That's a shocking touch from Sonny.
That was
That's a
it.
Yeah.
That's a shocking touch.
That was it.
Okay, Van de Ven.
Van de Ven. Bang it.
Is he going to take it himself?
Oh,
Ref,
that's a foul.
come
Come on.
on.
No, he says no foul.
That's shocking.
There you go,
Well done,
Bergvall.
Bergvall.
He's been sensational since he's come on.
Pedro is down hurt now.
We just don't have time. He's going to have to man up here. She's going to have to get on with it for a couple of minutes. Or get Spence on.
Yeah.
Kulu. Get in a new doji, man. There you go. Good hold-up play.
Now, Sonny. Come on, Sonny. One moment of quality, please. Oh,
There you go, Doji. Oh. All right, Leicester going to be under pressure here. We just have to take advantage of it. Please, lads. Come on, Tottenham.
Can we just find that one chance? We're getting in and around there. We're just not finding that moment.
Timo.
Leicester in behind.
No.
Thank you, Kulu.
Well done, Van. Oh, Kulu, well done. Let's go, Bergvall. It's got to be forward now, kid. It's got to be forward. Come on, guys. Come on. We got to go. Destiny. Pissing about with it at the fucking back.
Pedro's still not looking good. I mean, he's looking like he's got a broken toe or something.
Get him off. Get Spence on.
Yeah. He's got to come off.
Unless he's going to just start running properly. Take him off right now. We don't have time to get medical team on. Homie, why are we taking so long to do absolutely everything right now? It's 1-1. This is embarrassing. Here we go. Yeah, let's take 20 minutes on the fucking ball.
Van de Ven giving it away, but he needs to make something happen. I don't blame him. There you go. Come on, Kulu. Good tackle. What a tackle. Romero, man.
Nearly time to get Richarlison go 2-2 up top.
Yeah. I think that is Richie over there. I see him standing in the touchline near Ange.
Romero, stop fucking slowing it down, I swear to God.
Vic.
If I'm Ange, I'm absolutely fuming with them idiots across the back line right now.
Come on, boys.
Like, I don't think they understand. Leicester are delighted with a point here. I don't think they understand this. It's up to us now to go at them.
Romero's been shocking. What's he doing there? Just giving it to Bergvall like that as well.
That's not Bergvall's fault.
It's what happens when we piss around with the ball at the back, though.
Yeah.
No urgency.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord, boys. Come on, Romero, man. Romero,
there's no
come
point going
on.
mad at don't go mad at Bergvall. Go fucking mad at Romero.
Yeah.
He's the cause.
Yeah, Bergvall's telling him now, you got to go long with it, man. You can't just be giving it to me there. You already was covered as well, Bergvall. He was covered.
It's just brain dead at times. You know, Leicester, they're delighted with a result here. A point's a good result for them. It's shit for us. We should be beating these. It's up to us to get on that ball, show the urgency, and go for it. Instead of trying to draw them out on the press. It's 90 minutes. They're not going to be drawn out on the press.
Richarlison and Spence on. Come on, Spence. Come on, Jedi.
Who came off? Son? Yeah.
This
corner
second
for
half
Leicester.
has been atrocious.
Another corner for Leicester. We have to shape up.
Rattled as soon as they scored. As
Yeah.
soon as they scored,
Everything
they
fell apart.
rattled us. Fell apart.
Come on.
Just head it back to the goalkeeper. Holy shit. Holy fuck, Adoji. Just head it back to your goalkeeper. This is what I'm talking about. We lose all composure. It's just a simple back to the goalkeeper. Let's go at them again. He heads out for a throw-in. Keep the pressure on, why don't you?
There you go. Come on, Kulu. God, lads, we can't keep going backwards.
No, the lack of urgency is absolutely, it's actually killing my soul right now.
Kulu, why are you taking 4 touches to give it to...
It's destroying me. It's destroying me. This lack of urgency is absolutely fucking destroying me.
God, we have not played it forward at all.
No, they don't want to. I don't even, I think they're forgetting we're actually 1-1. I mean, there's no point in doing that either. Well done, Werner.
Come on, Jet.
Spence. If I see one more back pass, I'm gonna squeal.
Kulu. Bergvall. Gray. God, Gray, man, you got to go forward there. Bergvall. Timo. Oh, Timo just gets shucked away. We do not look like scoring.
That's what happens when you don't buy a winger in the market. How are we allowing Leicester to force us back? This is embarrassing.
There you are. There you go, Solanke. Oh, my lord. Unlucky.
Total embarrassment.
Just handed them the game with that goal. And then we all of a sudden as well just completely lost the run of ourselves.
Yeah.
Completely lost run of ourselves when we conceded. It's really pathetic mentality. Really pathetic. Come on, Solanke. There you go. There you go. Find him, Timo.
Gotta get there first, man. Come on.
Good ball, just too heavy. Keeper's done well to come out for these. Come on, Jedi. Make a run. Gotta get it to him, Timo.
Fuck me, if we slow it down one more fucking time. They're so brain dead. Honestly, there's not one leader out there. There's no one saying, guys, urgency here. There's not one person going around screaming at them.
Lazy from Kulu, man. No need to foul there, man. No need to foul. You've just given them a whole 2 minutes now. Why are you fouling there?
No, we totally let this one get away.
Yeah.
Inexcusable.
I'm fuming. I'm
Nah,
absolutely fuming.
this was in our hands.
I'm fuming. Even there, look, standing around panning for options. Wake up, fucking back to Van de Ven and let's fucking go. Don't you dare.
Beard ball, man. Gotta look up. You got time. There you go, Romero. There you go, Timo. Get turned, Jed. See you, Gray. Jesus, lads. We're just passing it at 6 yards amongst each other. Someone pick their head up. There you go, Jed. Everyone's just all of a sudden developed tunnel vision.
Nah, it's pathetic. There's no leadership in that group. It's absolutely fucking pathetic. It's pathetic.
Oh my lot. What are we doing? Back heels in this situation. There you go, Kulu. That's cynical.
That's a red card.
Very cynical. Come on. Well done, Kulu. What are you doing blowing it up there, ref? Play advantage. Play advantage.
Yeah, he has to play advantage there.
What are you doing there? Oh, my lord, ref. He was clean through. Why is he blowing it up again there? Oh, my God. He didn't blow it up the first time, but then he blows it up on the second one. What a moron, ref.
Weak refereeing. And can you get away from Bergvall and let him get on with it, please? This should already be swung in by now.
Bergvall standing over.
Let's just take another 30 seconds as well. Why not?
Richie! Oh.
30.
We've had chances. We've had chances. That's a clear header.
3 years of major concern for me after today's game.
Oh, my lord. It's a clean header. It's a clean header.
How's he not hit the target? It's actually embarrassing.
How have we not gotten this on target?
You just got to ask a question of the goalkeeper there. He doesn't even do that. Well, we started last year with a draw. It looks like we're going to start this year with a draw as well. There we are.
That is a shocking result.
That's embarrassing.
We had to get 3 points. We had to get 3 points. This is not a team that I think you can at all excuse not picking up 3 points against. This Leicester team are nothing special. This Leicester team are nothing special. Horrible, horrible, horrible second half when we had all the momentum as well, and we gave them the benefit of the doubt. This team, we were playing well enough in the first, and we should have buried them in the first half, but we gave them the benefit. I mean, we were by far the better team, and you just have to carry that momentum into the second. And they just didn't. They fell apart. The moment that goal was conceded, they fell apart. It's also shocking from Romero and Pedro Porro to concede that goal in the way that they did, but then to not pick yourselves up, to not dust yourselves down and go on and win the game still. It's just pathetic. It's such a horrible mentality. So many things wrong in that second half. So many things wrong. And then also still to this day with this team, the finishing is just still so lackluster. It's missing.
It's absolutely, this result is embarrassing. And I know people are going to say, David's first game of the season, calm down. But I'm sorry. Some of them players really need to take a long, hard look in the fucking mirror. Yeah. Some of them really do. Romero today, pissing about with the ball across the back line when we're trying to chase a game and we've very little time around. And not only that, how many times did he fucking lose Jamie Vardy? He's only got one player to keep an eye on all game, and he couldn't do it. He really needs to take a look in the mirror today. James Maddison absolutely capitulated in the second half. As soon as the game gets tough, forget about it. You have to take that guy off the pitch. He doesn't want to know. Absolutely embarrassment. Brennan Johnson, yeah, we can sit here and praise him for his hard work. Should be a bloody given. Void of quality in the final third. Anytime he touched the ball, absolutely embarrassing. Dominic Solanke, 4 absolute big chances today. Didn't take one of them. Really needs to, be on it next week. I'm not going to rip into him too much because it's his first game, but he really has a lot to prove. My concerns wrong when we signed. But my 3 major area of concerns today is, one is that forward line. I've spoke about it all summer long. You need to bring in quality. You can't keep bringing in these average Joes, and we can't keep sitting there every time a guy comes in and goes, fuck me, what a signing. At some point, you've got to question it. We haven't made any improvements down that right-hand side. Yeah, we can sit here and go, scram, we've got Odebert next week. But it's a big ask for that kid to come in and be exactly what we need down that side. Dominic Solanke, I have my questions about, is he going to be able to make that step up and deal with the pressure? Finishing when there's a lot of pressure on you every single game is different than finishing at a club like Bournemouth where there's not really as much pressure on you. Really let us down today. I'll be brutally honest, son, fantastic first half. Second half, anytime the ball came to him, it looked like it could fall to game changer. Absolutely sloppy touches everywhere. Another one that needs to go and look himself in the mirror today. Then let's get on to the leadership.
Yeah.
Absolutely no leadership in this group whatsoever. The soonest thing goes wrong, soon as anything goes wrong, we've seen it all last season, everyone capitulates. We can't string 2 passes together, sloppy touches everywhere. Everyone becomes erratic, and there's not one player on that football pitch going around being responsible for the people around them, even just talking to them, whether it's giving them a bollocking, whether it's putting an arm around their shoulder and saying, look, come on, compose yourself. There's no one doing that in the heat of the moment. And as soon as we conceded against the run of play, we absolutely capitulated and couldn't regain our composure. And then when Chance sees that for 5 to 10 minutes, he has to realize, yes, he's peak leaders, but they're not doing the job. They are failing him right now. So he needs to realize very quickly, rather than keep putting trust in them and get them to sort it out, which they're not going to do, make the fucking substitutions. He should have made them substitutions at least 10, 15 minutes earlier than what he did. Serious questions around that today. In general, this game was lost when we didn't put them to bed in the first half. We spoke about at halftime, you have to be killers. This is the way this system is designed. It puts you in there half for large periods, but it's up to you to go and Cartier DM, seize the day, go and put them to the sword. We didn't do that. Today is down to that forward line. Again, same problem last year, lack of quality, lack of killer instinct, and it's come back to fucking haunt us today. But the bigger thing is, every single one of them players should be fucking embarrassed of themselves this evening. Absolutely embarrassed of themselves. That should have been easy 3 points to kick on. They're all sitting there talking about trophies this preseason. It's all you hear in the press. It's all you hear out of them. I'm sorry, that's fucking far from it tonight.
I'm so disappointed with almost every single player in that second half. Every single one of them for me. From Romero to Pedro Porro with the defending of that goal, just horrible defending from them both in that situation. I just don't know how either of them leave someone like Jamie Vardy just completely empty, completely alone in the penalty area. And then also all of the effort levels and all of the communication with each other just completely went missing the moment that they conceded that goal. We have such a soft underbelly when we do concede, and there is a clear issue with the mentality. When we are playing well, we're full of ourselves. We know that we can beat teams, but the moment that we get a little punch in the mouth, the moment that we get tested just a little bit like that, we all of a sudden drop our levels and we all of a sudden start caving in. And it's really sad to see. And it's actually pathetic as well, because for the majority of that game, Spurs were on top of Leicester, and there wasn't really much hope of Leicester actually getting into that game. But then they just gave them that bit of hope, and then all of a sudden we just handed them the game. To be honest, Leicester maybe could have gone on and won that game. That's how poor it was, really. There wasn't really much from Spurs after we conceded that goal to then go on and win it. There's maybe 1 or 2 chances that we might have wasted after that, but it was the chances before we even conceded that we were wasting, and we didn't put them, we didn't bury them, and we're getting punished for it. And there's so many issues, from the lack of finishing that Dave said is coming from the forward line that just we're missing today in that department, and also just the mentality of certain players. Guys who were playing really well in the first half all of a sudden start playing absolutely terrible in the second and are completely missing in the game. It's just really a lot of concerns that for a large period are actually things that we saw from last season that are now still carrying on into this season. And I think it's big question marks for the whole team. And I think Ange Postecoglou, this is a bad result for him and as well as for these players. But I think a lot of these players bear a lot of the responsibility for that and the way that they conceded that goal, but then also in the way they carried themselves after conceding it. A really shallow mentality from a lot of them. And I think it's just what Jerome has said here with the super chat. Disappointment again. You should have gone on and won that game and they fell apart. I mean, if you were to put it in 10 words or less, Dave and Nick, I think that's what you would say. It's just a terrible result. It had to be 3 points for me today because I just don't think Leicester are anything special. If we're drawing and almost losing to a team like that, that does give me worries for future games. And the fact that they fell apart in the way that they did mentality-wise, that's also really a big concern for me because you cannot fall apart like that against a team like Leicester in the way they did. But I don't know, Nick, you haven't spoken yet. And
yeah, man, it's just I'm not happy as with everybody, and I'm looking squarely at Romero really for a lot of the leadership, lack of leadership. I mean, he definitely.
Should we not be looking at Son, though, Nick? Because
Yeah,
Son is the captain.
I think Romero and Son have let us down. I think the whole captaincy, because you look at Madison, he went missing in the second half. All of a sudden, he starts having loose touches, can't play a pass. You look at Sonny, who goes missing in the second half, and Romero, who's completely responsible for the conceded goal, and then all of a sudden starts passing it backwards, lazy clearances. I think all three of them are guilty for a bad mentality in the second half.
You know, whether you're the captain or not, though, I'm not looking at Son to muster the back line in the way I am looking at Christian Romero too. You know, and especially just the way the defense acts, and he can see in front of him where we're failing, and you were screaming your head off about it too, man. Slowing down play like he's Eric Dyer, and that's the last thing we wanted right now.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of what happened in the last 20 minutes where I'm getting confused at who I'm looking at on the ball right now. And that's Romero. It's not his fault altogether, but I would say, hey, man, if you wanted to look at the captaincy, it is the captaincy team straight from 1 to 3 right there, who I think probably were the biggest letdown in that last 45 minutes. So they got to group together. They got to figure out what they were doing wrong because it's really very much on them. I'm a little bit surprised. I don't think Bergvall did anything wrong, but it's the first time I've seen him with so much of the ball where his momentum wasn't going forward.
Yeah.
There were a lot of backward safety passes there. So I don't know if that's because it's his first game, his first real game on the pitch. I'm not really sure what happened there, but it was very surprising second half altogether.
The lack of urgency, like you spoke about the last 20 minutes, absolutely
infuriating.
To be brutally honest, infuriating, disgusting, embarrassing. I mean, they're knocking it around the bat, trying to draw Leicester out on the press. I mean, where's the understanding for Leicester? That's a great start to the Premier League for them. 1 point against Tottenham Hotspur. You're going to put that in the bank all day long. Yeah. The onus is on us to go at them and break them down and show a bit of guys, show that killer instinct. And that today showed me there is no killer instinct. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty that they can learn from today, put in practice, and you would hope they do and go on and be a lot better from here. But my God, it's first game of the season. You're talking about trophies, and you're bumming around with the ball for the last 20 minutes across the fucking back line. Anytime it went into the midfielder, straight back to the back line. Romero taking how many touches, slowing it right down. Adoji even right near the end. He's standing there for 10, 20 seconds, 30 seconds on the ball, looking around. Just throw it straight back to Van de Ven or Vicario and let's go again. Another one comes down his side. He heads it out for throwing rather than a little chip back to Destiny, back into Vicario, a little headed back pass, get us on the attack again. I'm sorry, but that lack of urgency was disgraceful. I mean, if you're talking about winning trophies and all, it starts with setting a precedent in the first game. I think if they went for that the last 15, 20 minutes with a lot of urgency, I think many fans would maybe have a different outtake and go, look, maybe not our day in front of goal, but my God, did we go for it. But when you capitulate like that and then you regain after a Bentancur injury and you regain control of the game and then you slow it right down, you're actually just playing into Leicester's hands. So the lack of intelligence is also concerning, to be brutally honest. It's unforgiving almost.
I think just Jerome sums it up perfectly by saying that it's just a disappointing result. I said it had to be a win. I understand it's the first game of the season, but I think with a team like Leicester, who are very, very beatable, it said that from the majority of the fans, as well as even the fan that we had interviewed. And I might be honest, when I look at their team on paper, I think they're a very, very beatable team. And we actually had the game in our grip. and we completely lost it. And then after losing it to them, we should show some sort of mentality that we remind ourselves, listen, we have been on top of them. We should still go on and win this, even though it's not great to concede in the way we did. We all of a sudden fell apart mentality wise. And that's what Jerome brought up there. And I think that's bang on. And that's a bigger concern, to be honest. There are also huge concerns with the lack of finishing, also the really poor second halves from pretty much every single player in that second half. But it is really kind of scary to see the lack of mentality from all of our captains, like mentioned, from Sonny to, I think, Madison to Romero to all of them. I think it's really, really poor to see. And then also the rest of the players all seem to kind of, play within themselves. And that's not good to see, because there are going to be games where you get punched in the mouth like that, pretty much against the run of play, very unexpected. And you have to show some sort of bottle. You have to show some sort of type of grip. And we just didn't. Adrian Chia saying super chat at halftime, and I get a shit show in the second and the half. Listen, Adrian, I would love to be able to find some sort of scapegoat, but sadly, it's not going to be you. It's going to have to be these players. And I know your superstitions are a great one for us to blame it on, but this is really disappointing for me, Adrian. This is just one of those results that I just don't think is acceptable and can't happen. We have to pick up 3 points in a game like this. Also, to get some sort of type of momentum, where we didn't finish the season strongly at all. We finished the season with a lot of question marks about the team, and we were working on it this summer, and we thought that we could probably build off of something from last season. And now we're, I think, starting on a low again, kind of like we finished on a low, to be honest. I understand it's only the first game. I can't be too doom and gloom, but there's not really anything to be happy about when you see a really good first half, but then you see a really shit second half. And it's hard for me to be able to come to grips with, to be honest, because it's just sad to see Spurs just give it away like that in the way that they did. It really was just given away. And then we just almost let Leicester go on and win the game. That's what's so sad is Spurs sometimes, when they go down like that, instead of just trying to rise above it, they actually end up playing even worse after conceding. We just completely gave the game back to them. And Crocodile saying Ange took the job just to waste our attacking transfer budget. Werner on the right, absolute sabotage of a job. The fact that those are our two options on the wing, and including an Odebear, which I guess Artist is going to talk about in his other super chat. But I mean, Werner and Johnson, take your pick of pretty average, if not pretty underwhelming players. To be fair to Johnson as well, like in the first half, I think we were trying to be positive about him, because we do dog on him a lot. Dave and I have our criticisms of him. We don't necessarily rate him too much, but we were trying to find positives where we were saying, listen, he's working hard off of the ball. He seems to have some sort of energy in this game. But then all of a sudden you do see that the quality is just missing from both of them in the attacking third. They don't know how to finish chances, and they're pretty inconsistent at creating chances on a consistent level. And that showed today. And Johnson was subbed off for that reason, where, yes, you can work hard out of possession, but you also need to show some end product. And he just wasn't. And it's just not on Johnson as well. Solanke didn't have end product. Richarlison at the end there, come on. Maybe he can come on, steal the show, steal the day. Didn't show end product. Sonny had one really good chance as well, where he absolutely had a touch of a truck. And that also needed some end product, and a lot of the rest of the players. But we need somebody in that forward line to step up, and nobody did. And you don't really expect much from Johnson and Werner. That's what's sad. You're not really going to get your hopes up, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, when they're on the ball. But I mean, I don't know, Dave. It's just this team is missing that forward player. That's somebody who can take on the onus in those situations and show some quality. And on the right side, it's pretty bare.
Look, I've been trying to highlight it all summer with some of the signings we made in the forward areas. And, I was getting a lot of comments, people going, Dave, I'm surprised you're awfully negative and stuff like that, because I know these forward players done the best they could last year. That's as far as they're going to carry you. We brought in Werner. When we brought him in here last January, it was a huge risk. But the guy was going to have to come in and be prolific, where he hasn't been in, at Chelsea or at Leipzig. He didn't come to Tottenham and do that. And we still brought him in. And many fans justify going, it's a good squad player. But, this is the thing, what I keep trying to say to people. We've got to stop saying all the time these guys are good squad players and thinking they're barely going to play. You're going to rely on them to come off the bench in games. You're going to rely on them to be able to come in for rotations and injuries and suspensions. And when they come in, the quality isn't there. Brennan Johnson, look, that's on Ange Postecoglou today. Should never have started that guy after the poor preseason that he's had. But again, he's been very underwhelming. These are Ange Postecoglou signings, and I get that he goes, and I get it. He goes, I okay these signings and stuff like that. I only want players that want to be here. but you're also neglecting the quality of the player. I mean, of course, bang average players are going to want to come to Tottenham Hotspur because they're not going to get a move to another top 6 club. Of course, they're going to want to come here, but the quality matters. Look, I have nothing against the kid on Odegaard, but this is what I was saying. You know, he's going to be the guy to challenge these guys, but you're pinning all your hopes on this guy. All of our hopes, you know, to become more profitable than Werner and Johnson. And the likelihood is he won't. You know, you bring in Dominic Solanke. Look, Jack, the one thing I questioned about the guy was his finishing. Is he going to be able to do it when they step up to Tottenham? Today, he let us down. It was an ideal opportunity for this guy. He had 4 or 5 really good chances, and every single one of them at the keeper. I'm not going to say the pressure's getting to him already, but it's clear to see he has the pressure on his shoulders. At Bournemouth, he's not as stiff when he's taking them opportunities. A lot more lucid, you know, a lot more sort of free in his movement and stuff like that. You can already see the pressure is on him. And this is what I've been moaning all summer long about the signings in this forward area. The way we work, you have to have devastating quality in this forward area because we automatically, with the way we play, push teams back. Even if it's not their game plan, we push them back to almost have 10, 11 behind the ball. And that's why you can't have these bang average players there because they don't create enough. And when they do create, they don't finish enough. And we've seen that today. We have not solved the problem in the January transfer market or in this summer transfer market. And it's come back to bite us on the ass first game of the season.
It's just attacking, options for Ange. It'd be really disappointing to know that, Werner and Johnson were both his picks because I think both of them are letting him down, Crocodiles, if you ask me. Both of them are letting him down. Artist is saying, sad part is Odegaard is likely our marquee winner signing. He showed 0 signs of improvement this game, just like the last Wolves game. No hunger to get a late goal. I think with Odegaard, what's disappointing is that, like Dave had pointed out, is that is, someone who we're now going to pin our hopes on, to be the guy that can rescue that right-hand side, who can be that guy on the right wing, who can be consistent, who can be creative, who can create chances for the striker as well as also bury chances. And we're putting it all on a 19-year-old, Burnley player who's, yes, talented and, yes, has a lot going for him. But for a team like Tottenham Hotspur, it's just not really the level that we would probably want on that right side to actually carry us. We need someone close to maybe Sonny's level. We need someone close to what technically we were supposed to be getting with like a Madison or something like that. Someone who you do think is probably ready-made for that role, for that position. And Odegaard, I mean, I think he's very talented, but now we're going to have to pin all our hopes on him, which just feels unfair on him, but then also just shows the just lack of conviction or the lack of real intent in the transfer market. And we did mention just earlier today that Spurs have probably leaned a little too hard on the younger signings this summer. Yes, we have very good young signings that are going to probably carry us in the future. But for right now, we did need somebody that's probably more for the here and now than what Odegaard is. And Johnson and Timo, I'll be honest, are probably more for the here and now, but they're just simply not good enough. And so we're going to be pinning it all on a 19-year-old now. I mean, for you, Nick, I think that's what was disappointing was no hunger to go on in the second half and, rescue it.
Brings up a good point at the end of his super chat there, man. It's the no hunger for the late goal is one of the most worrying things for me because we did see, at least for a large part of last season, we were trying to get the job done at the end. Even if we had problems and fell apart during the middle of the first or second half, at the end, we were definitely the most threatening. I don't understand why that's not there right now. What it says to me, especially in that match, is that we were too worried about conceding.
Yeah.
And we are trying to manage the game when we know that's not what Ange is telling them to do. So they're taking it on themselves. And I'm going to lean back to leadership again, that they're not putting themselves ahead. They're not taking the risks that they need to do to get the most out of this particular tactical setup. And it's there's a reason. You're worried about losing the game right there, but you have to be braver. You have to be very brave in these types of situations because that's the only way you're going to do it. And I'm not saying that Bergvall was bad at all in this match. But there's something that wasn't there that I saw in the last two, and that's going to come from the people around him. That's going to come from where he thinks his options are and what he's feels that he has the confidence to do right there too. So we can't turn these young players into what we saw, 3-4 seasons ago out of our more senior players, and I'm worried about that happening. I am more excited about seeing Oderbear right now, frankly, because he is something different, and because, like I said, you got to start Johnson at this match because we're running out of time with him.
Hmm.
If he's not going to turn up at this match and do it, he's not going to do it at the other one. So then you can really start making your decision right now. You can start somebody and just say, okay, well, now let's see if Johnson can do it. Right now, this is the chance for Johnson. Yeah, and yeah, there were some good things right there, but no, it's not. You're absolutely right, Dave. We don't have the clinicism that we need out of those wings, especially right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we still do have options that we haven't seen. We haven't seen Mikey Moore. We haven't seen him work with Spence. The two of them late in the game in a match like this, trying to open up space for other people, really might have done something there. They might have especially been able to work with Solanke. I think that there's some things that we haven't seen that we could still see right now. So I'm not saying the season's over because we drew 1-1
Yeah.
with Leicester right at the beginning. No, we've got another game next week, and a long season ahead of us. So yes, very, very
Yeah.
disappointing. Season's not over.
Season's not over. I think it's just more frustrating to see Spurs just have that much of a soft underbelly after pretty much being on top of Leicester City the entire game.
Yeah.
And then you concede a goal like that and then just see the whole team just sort of cower in the way that they did. It just shows that, we just don't have that sort of mentality in the team. And it needs to be replicated, needs to be fixed quickly because there are going to be games where that happens, where you're going to be on top of teams like that. And you will concede goals like that. But you just need to remind yourselves, you need to have that sort of or that sort of memory of like, listen, lads, we have been playing well. Like we should go on and still win this thing despite conceding that goal. And the team just didn't do that. They all of a sudden just kind of started shrugging their shoulders, put their heads down, and Leicester could have easily gone on and I think it actually won the game, which is just really scary to think about. And Artist more or less says that. He says, we're very lucky to have actually escaped with a draw. Since the Vardy goal, I was thinking they were going to go and get the winner, not us. That's how poor we were in the second half. I do think that's how poor we were in the second half. And that's what's frustrating is I don't think Leicester were doing anything that differently in the second half. We just kind of started playing within ourselves, in my opinion. And we pretty much gave them the momentum, even though, yes, we conceded that goal and it's really on Romero and it's really on Porro there. It's just really bad defending from them. But even with that sort of individual error from both of them, you would think that there should be somebody in the team to just clap them to, pull the team together, just sort of remind each other that, listen, lads, like we can tear this team apart. We can create chances. Let's just go on and win this thing. Doesn't need to be pretty, but let's go on and win this. And we just started playing 10 times worse. And it just was sad to see that actually Leicester probably could have gone on and won that thing. I mean, Vardy should have buried that chance, to be honest, when he was played in behind. And Vicario pulled out a world-class save to be able to keep us in it there. And it's just a really, really, I don't even know the finishing is a problem, but I'm actually more concerned about the lack of mentality with that team because they just, to a team like Leicester, a relegation side, for them to cower like that is concerning. It wasn't like we came up against Arsenal and we were playing well in the first half and then they come back. That would be a team you would expect maybe to lose some momentum to. This is Leicester City, who have just been promoted. You shouldn't lose the momentum like that. You shouldn't lose your heads like that. And we did lose our heads today in this game. And we could have actually lost this one, to be honest. We could have.
But the thing is, conceding a goal, going 1-1, it's not the worst thing in the world. But
Exactly.
you've got to compose yourself very quickly and go again.
Exactly.
It happens in football. But there's no one there. And you're right. It's just the lack of mentality, the lack of leadership. Look, we've got a lot of really nice guys at Tottenham. But I'm sorry, what we don't have is someone that will stand up on the pitch and hold people accountable and tell people things they do not like. And you do need that in a guy on the football pitch. You do need that in your captain. If you think, Rodri or that in the Man City dressing room isn't turning around holding people to account, high standards and stuff like that, you're sadly mistaken. We don't have that right now. You could see it when Vicario went mad at Bergval near the end of the game. Why is he not screaming at Romero? That's who he should be screaming at. Romero gave him the hospital ball in the first place, and Romero was the one that put the kid in trouble. But he won't scream at Romero. He went and screamed at Bergval, and for me, that's pinning it on a youngster, which I do not like. There needs to be accountability amongst each other. You've got a real team when you can have a good pop at someone, they take it on board and they go and rectify it. And that was concerning for me. But my biggest worry today is I don't think we've learned anything or any lessons from last season. The same shit that was happening last season is happening this season. We are on the verge of having something really amazing here, but we just don't have the right components right now to really take it to that next level. And we're also not learning, conceding like we did last season, not learning, taking advantage of games when you're in the ascendancy, haven't learned from that, regaining yourself after you concede, haven't learned from that, showing a bit more desire and hunger at the end of games to go and try and score a goal, haven't learned from that. A bit of leadership on the pitch, haven't learned from that. There's too many things we just have not learned from that come back and haunt us today. Look, like Nick said, by no means is this season over. But let's not sugarcoat this and try and dust it off and be happy clappy. This is 2 points dropped today. There was 3 points on offer for us here today, and they should have been wrapped up in the first half. This is 2 points dropped, and I think anybody's frustration right now is very vindicated. If we were talking about a difficult opening game, like a Man City, like a Liverpool or an Arsenal, or even, a Premier League team, an established Premier League team, you'd say, okay, take the point, move on. But this is a Leicester team. That come up last season. They're under a new manager. They had a shit preseason. They lost the 3 games in the build-up to the season. They only scored 1 goal, and we capitulated as soon as they got 1 shot at our goal and scored. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is embarrassing. I said before the game that it was 3 points as a must. It didn't even need to be pretty. I think I probably would have been okay with the fact if Spurs had conceded the goal they did. I would have been actually just frustrated with Romero. I would have been frustrated with Porro. But then if Spurs did go on and won it 2-1, I think would have accepted that because it's first game of the season. Leicester City are going to have, some sort of belief or at least some sort of momentum because I bet the crowd was behind them. We weren't able to hear everything, but the crowd was probably behind them. They're back in the Premier League. They do have that weird sort of strange rivalry with us. I'm not sure if we really have it with them, but they do with us. They want to try to upset us. And just the fact that Spurs just didn't take any of the, positives that they had from the first half and still remind themselves of that in the second. They just cowered like that and just gave up mentality wise. And that just is that's the biggest takeaway for me. The finishing still an issue, of course. Yes, there's some other things with, I'd also say the substitutions should have happened a lot sooner with Ange because on Ange's case, people are going to point out his tactics, but I just argue it was more the substitutions in this game. He could have seen that the mentality was dropping, that some of the belief was dropping in the players, and he just didn't pick up on it soon enough. And then also once that Bentancur injury happened, I was worried that actually the players were going to kind of start sleepwalking a little bit. We're going to kind of start to act a bit rattled because it's not great to see a player, especially a teammate like Bentancur, get injured that way. But the substitutions could have happened sooner for that reason because then we could have been able to at least get some momentum from fresh faces, fresh influence in the team. And I think Ange made a big mistake in that regard as well. But I think this is a performance that almost every single player, 1 through 11, including some of the bench players that came on, all bear responsibility. Because sadly, some of the bench players that came on, like Nick said, Bergvall, Archie Gray, they didn't really do very much to claim their spot or claim, a spot in the starting lineup next week, passing backwards, being a little lackadaisical on the ball. And also guys like Timo Werner, who wasn't really that much better than Johnson, if I'm going to be honest. And then Kulusevski, I think, started really brightly, but he had a chance to maybe go on and kind of seal the game or kind of, maybe make Ange sort of raise his eyebrows. And I think he didn't play as bad as anybody else, but it was kind of an opportunity for a lot of those bench players to come on and sort of be the hero and, make a claim for a starting position. I don't think any of them did. And also, sadly, Richarlison, too, had a huge chance at the end of the game there to get a one on target. He could have stolen the show from Solanke, probably would have made a case to start ahead of Solanke the next game, but he didn't there. And I just feel like everybody, to varying degrees, of course, to very varying degrees, but everybody, I think, bears responsibility in this performance, from Ange to the captains, to the players, to also the goal conceded that Romero and Porro made was just really poor. It's just a huge cluster of bad, moments in the second half. And it's harsh because you get your hopes up in the first because we did play well in the first. I'd argue that it was a game of 2 halves. We were dominating in the first half. Leicester City really didn't have much hope of going on and winning that game. We didn't punish them. I gave them the benefit of the doubt that Spurs were going to carry the momentum from the first half, go on and win it in the second. I would have been okay with that if they did. They just grabbed a second goal in the second. Yes, you could still point out certain things maybe they could improve on, but the way they capitulated, it's just poor to see. And it's a game that I think we should have come out with 3 points. It's only the first game of the season, but that is a game you have to grab 3 points, in my opinion. We just didn't today, and for a few different reasons. We deserved only the 1 point, and maybe could have gone on and lost it, which it just would have been sheerly embarrassing. It's already embarrassing, but the way we did it in the second was just pure capitulation.
Yeah, it's you know what it is. It's just largely frustrating. Largely frustrating. Nick, any closing thoughts, my man?
Listen, man. I mean, we got another match in not too many days.
Saturday.
Yeah, and we have to see a dramatic change, if not from the players, at least from Ange, about trying to make changes quicker. Because I definitely think that I mean, rarely do I get things like that right, but I saw if he leaves it the way it is, it's complacency's going to creep in. And these guys are just they're too comfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to really change it up and just roll the dice and not say I'm not going to care about their egos right now. It's be bold, and make those changes early. That's what I'm hoping I see against Everton. Regardless, I don't care if we're even up 3-0 in the first half. You can make some distinct changes so that everybody knows everybody has to be on. Everybody has to be ready to come off. If that's the case, doesn't matter if you even think you're playing good. There's other reasons. There's game time for everybody. There's everybody being fit. We're going to need a full team effort if we're going to do anything in this season. It's not just going to be a first 11 players and everybody says, okay, I got my position locked. There's no way. Everybody has to be ready to play and ready to be pushing forward to get goals.
100%, Nick. I really agree with that. Louise Sherman. Yeah, Dave, what were you about to say?
No, last thing I'd add to that, but I think Nick's absolutely spot on. But
yeah, I think he is.
This is where I said today, he could have made a statement. He could have left Maddison on the bench. Could have left Johnson on the bench. He is sort of responsible for some of this complacency, by not making the big calls. Look, he's partly responsible. He should have dropped Johnson. Like Jack, we spoke about in the pre-match build-up. What better statement is there to drop James Maddison today to say, get your ass in gear,
Mm-hmm. No, I think everybody bears some responsibility for this today, and it's just, yeah, I think the first half was positive. It's just, I don't like it when a team does that, where they play so well in the first to then just kind of kick you in the balls in the second half in the way that they did. It's kind of the worst type of feeling for me, at least personally. I might be just overanalyzing it because it is only the first game of the season, but it doesn't feel good to lose like that, or it feels like a loss because of that, because we did so well in the first to then just capitulate in the second. It kind of feels like a loss, to be honest. It probably isn't on paper, but it does feel like one. Call me dramatic, but Louise Sherman, thank you for the support. Thanks for the watch along, folks. Let's hope Ange kicks some sense into them before the next one. And Luis, I think that's all we can hope for, is that Ange gets a bit of a wake-up call. I think, I don't really want... There are games where, yes, you can pin certain things, the tactics maybe on Ange. I just don't even think you can do that with him. I think the one thing he should look at is the substitutions and is some of the players that he's kept maybe too much loyalty in. But he does have to kick some sort of sense into these players that when you do go down like that, there's no reason to lose your heads in the way that they did. There really isn't. So he has to work on mentality with these players for this week. A lot of them are young players, but a lot of them are also more experienced pros, like Sonny, like Romero, who's a recent World Cup winner, as well as Copa America winner, like James Maddison, coming up against his former side. You think he'd be motivated? I thought he played well in the first half. He then shit the bed, I think, in the second half. I'd say the same thing with Johnson, who I thought was okay in the first half and then played absolutely horrible in the second. And some other players I could say the same as well, where they just completely lost themselves in the second. And they didn't need to, because a lot of them had good first halves. Like, what's the point of doing that? Playing so well like that and then just completely losing your head. Remind yourself, listen, I have been playing well, to pull yourself together. They just didn't do that. And something that Louise said earlier that I did want to touch on, I actually had saved as a comment. I'm not sure if any of you guys have a thought on this, but Luis, thank you for the support. We did hit 15,000 today, and looking forward to another, as we call it, roller coaster season with Spurs, where we're all over the place, and this is certainly an example of it. But Luis did say, is there a case for too many cooks in the kitchen with the three captains, with what Ange has done, where we have Romero, Sonny, and James Maddison as the captains? She's thinking maybe you just have to have one guy be the vocal leader, one guy that you look towards in these moments. And the fact that we have three could be a case for too many cooks in the kitchen. Does anybody want to comment on that? She had a comment on that earlier that I thought was interesting.
All right.
Look, I think
Go
that
on, Nick. You can go.
yeah, man, I think that in his inaugural season, it made a lot of sense because he had to pull things together. He had to really pull the team together and get them pushing in one direction. Is there room for a reshuffle of it and just putting it on one person? I don't know who that one person is right now, though. Is the problem? I think people need to step up to be that person. I honestly think that he was looking for Basuma to take more of a responsibility role at the beginning of last season, and that didn't pan out for him. So, where is that going to come from? Would be my question.
Yeah.
I think the natural person right now is Christian Romero, but he's not doing it. Today, I was
No, he
absolutely
didn't.
shocked. So I don't know if he's a little rusty, if he's going to hopefully grow back into it and start taking that responsibility role right now, because he does have the authority with just who he is, his history, and how he is on the pitch in general to take that over that role from Son. If you don't like it, it's Son. I think the position of captain, as much as we kind of laud it, is really more of a figurehead and actually who holds it. It's more of who is actually doing that job on the pitch most of the time. It's a question that I don't have an answer for right now, but I think you may have something there, and that it needs to be focused into one area right now.
It's hard to know which one of
Well,
them is the better leader, too. Is it Sonny? Is it Romero? Is it Madison? It's hard to even make a case for any one of them. I would have first have said it was actually Romero, as much as I love Sonny to death. I would maybe had made the case that it was Romero, but Romero really let me down today. Let me down on the goal that he conceded, and then I think he let me down on sort of the lackadaisical, slow passing, lack of urgency in that second half, and also he wasn't really pulling people together and trying to instill some sort of fortitude, some sort of kind of mentality that to go on and win this game for a guy that is a World Cup winner, for a guy that usually is so switched on, so focused. He didn't show that to me in the second. And yes, he could probably do that later on in this season, but he let me down today. And it's one of those where I kind of question all of the captains, to be perfectly honest, guys. I think it was poor from all three of them. And
100.
there is a case for maybe too many cooks in the kitchen then. Sorry, Dave.
What I would say is modern day football is like this now. You don't have your captain and your vice captain anymore. You've got what is called a leadership group. Tottenham isn't an anomaly in this. This is across every single club in modern day football. And if you go and listen to managers, if people go and listen to ex-players, coaches, people like that, they all speak about the lack of leadership in modern day footballers. They're almost like robots. They need to be told absolutely everything to do. You want me to be brutally honest? The only way you're really going to get a leader in here is if you bring someone in who's been there and done that. Bring them into Tottenham towards the end of their career, and they can be here to help drive on them standards. Say, guys, if you want to fucking win, this is the dedication you have. This is what you've got to do. You need someone like that for me to come in here, because a leader will not accept losing. A leader will start bollocking people. For me, we've gone too far down the young route. We were all sitting here looking at Romero, but he's only 24, 25. He doesn't have, he's coming from a foreign country. He doesn't have that. He's a leader by example on the pitch in the way he defends, but you need it. You need someone, a talker beside him that's more composed. You don't have that. You look at Sonny, don't get me wrong, great figurehead for the club, but he hasn't been there and done it. He hasn't won anything. And I'm not being funny, but he's everybody's friend. He's not going to stand there and start bollocking people. People may refer back to the bust-up he had with Hugo Lloris, at the Everton game in the documentary, but that's because Hugo Lloris called him out for not running backwards. Son ain't doing that to people. I'm sorry, but he's not. He's a great player. He's a great ambassador, a great figurehead for this club, but he's not a captain. And the only reason why he got captain is because he's the longest servant here, but that still doesn't make it right. It still does not make it right. We need to bring that guy in the transfer market.
I understand the profile of person that you're talking about, David, but I don't know where that player is, though. And I don't know who are we going to get like that that's actually going to play as much as we need him to do to be that leader on the pitch. I don't know if that person exists right now. Or at least is going to come out of another top team, because that person is in a top team somewhere and is going to stay there right now. I think the only way is we have to find that young 20s, very talented person that's going to come up and grab that role. If it's not going to be Romero, it's going to have to be one of the younger kids, and we're going to have to wait because it's not going to happen right now. We're going to have to sit through this lack of leadership. It's either going to have to be somebody who we've got who's going to have to step up and take the reins, and Angie's going to have to make the decision, say, you know what, it's you. disband this leadership group. It's you. You know, same way Ferguson did with Roy Keane. Said, guess what? I need you, to be the jerk off and get everybody worked up right now because this isn't working right now. Because I don't think we can find another person to come in right now.
But you know what? What concerns me is we should have them in the club. If Sonny's a natural born winner, if Romero's a natural born winner, and Madison, they automatically take that role on because they want to win so bad. They almost won't accept anything else around it or anything below it. But we don't see that from them. And I question, does winning mean everything? I think, unfortunately, this is something that's going to have to grow within this squad to keep it together. And like you said, Nick, hopefully someone emerges, you know, as they get older, they might go, look, guys, I'm sick of this. I want to start winning something, drive it on, you know, and start taking personal responsibility. But I look at that squad right now. I don't think there's anyone taking personal responsibility and saying, guys, I'm sick of being the nearly men. I'm sick of being laughed at. I want to go and win something and drag people with them.
Yeah.
We don't have it.
I'd agree with you, Dave, just quickly on that maybe the guys who could potentially be leaders in the squad are either still too young to really embrace that sort of role or really know how to do it in a proper way, or they've also only just come to the team in the last year or two, and so they don't necessarily have that standing in the squad because they've only just been brought in. And then, and probably on top of that, they are still only less than 26, less than 27, something like that. And so it's a combination of the two, really. And so there isn't necessarily, like what Nick was saying, an obvious leader that really sticks out actually amongst the squad, like at this moment in time. So are you technically left with the Sonny, with the Madison, with the Romero as the only options? And we might be sometimes seeing the consequences of something like that. Vicario, to a degree, occasionally shows it, but I think he falls in the bracket of a guy that only just got here, and he's not really played at a high level for a very long time either. Yeah. So it's not like he has all the experience to be able to be that sort of person. I think he has the mentality to be that sort of person, but I don't think he has the experience or the standing at the club or within the squad or anything to be that player. There is no obvious candidate that necessarily sticks out. And what's been the case for Spurs for a long time, we have more leaders by example than we do really have leaders mentality wise. Sonny, leader by example. Romero, more often a leader by example. And then also Madison is supposed to be, I think, that type of player, but he hasn't been for a while now. And it's and Harry Kane, to a degree, sadly, was also kind of one of those in the past, more of a leader by example than he was really mentality wise. Lloris, to a degree, too. Lloris was more of a leader by example than he was really mentality wise. And it's just all, you know, it's been a systemic problem for Spurs for some time now. And I'd agree with you. It might just have to come through the transfer market. And it's something that Spurs haven't really looked at really in the transfer market for a while now. And they probably haven't even thought about it for this upcoming season. So we just need to, sadly, probably be patient then in that regard. We have to wait for someone to learn to take on that role, to learn to become that sort of player. But we are going to see the consequences of that. And we're going to have to be, unfortunately, patient, which is the worst word to be saying at this time after a game like that. When we see the team capitulate like that, it's just the worst thing to have to say. I hate using that word in this sort of situation. But thank you, Luis, and thank you to everybody that still supports us through these roller coasters, through these hard games to get your head around. Because sometimes it's not easy to be able to say all the right things. It's not easy to be able to get every single point, you know, across that you feel like is accurate to how the game went or how the game unfolded. Also, right, you know, you're sometimes tossing blame here and there, sometimes in the right places, sometimes in the wrong places. But we do appreciate you guys that you stick with us and you try to make sense of this ridiculous club that can be Tottenham Hotspur at times. James Love Spurs saying, became a member. Welcome to the Flat Cap Army, James. Appreciate you. Look out for all the members content. If you also want to kick Dave and I's butt when it comes to fantasy, you're certainly welcome to do that. Sadly, Solanke didn't get me any points today, which is very, very frustrating. So anybody who didn't get Solanke in their team probably is definitely already kicking my butt in the fantasy league, but really appreciate you and looking forward to, you know, giving you guys the members content. And also when I'm back from this little mini vacation, Dave and I are going to make a full, you know, official publish of what we are offering this upcoming season. And there's definitely a lot there. So I'd encourage anybody who likes this channel, who likes this community, even when it's, you know, not great results. I do think we do have a good sort of sense of belonging and a sense of togetherness through all this. And I'd encourage you guys to consider it, because we do know how to be able to pick each other up even after performances like this. And thank you, James. Artist saying, tried to warn people about that midfield. It was terrible. Midfield looked pretty strong in the first half, but then fell apart in the second. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's hard to just put it just on one section.
Yeah, it is hard.
The pitch, though. The biggest letdown is we created a lot of chances today, man. A lot of chances, and they did dry up pretty at the end when we should have been putting the foot on the gas the urgently because of what we didn't do in that second half. I don't. I'm so frustrated at this point that it's difficult to place it in one box right now. There's plenty to pick apart on the midfield right now. However, we saw such good things going on in the first half. It's just I think there's a puzzle there that has to be solved about why it fell apart so hard in the second half.
Yeah.
We need a full 90 minutes out of this team. That's what I'm going to put it down to.
Yeah.
I think when I look at Madison, I don't think he's the hardest working. I think that comes back to bite us, especially when games get tough. As soon as a game starts getting end to end, you have to get Madison off that football pitch. Papa Sarr lacked quality in possession today, unfortunately, in that midfield. He done a lot of hard work running around, turning over balls, stuff like that, and that is something we've needed last year. But he's got to bring something else to his game this year. He has to be a lot better in possession. He didn't do that today, and look, I feel for Ange to a degree because he hasn't had a fully fit, really healthy midfield to choose from.
It's true.
I personally think you'll see Basuma in the 6, Bentancur in the 8, and either Kulu, Madison, or Bergvall in the number 10. And I think you'll see a lot more consistency, especially when you do get Bergvall in or Bentancur into that 8, or even Basuma in that 8 and Bentancur as a 6. And I do feel sorry. And it's clear it's not quite right. How many substitutions did Ange make last season to that midfield at halftime, just after halftime, stuff like that? Unfortunately, we just can never get a clear run of having all of our options available to find out what our best midfield is.
And even I'd say Bentancur had a pretty good game, actually, for the most part. And then he picks up that injury and just did not make things any easier on Ange. I'd agree with you, Dave, that he hasn't actually had either an in-form midfield for a long period of time that makes it easy to pick. There's always some guy that's dropping off in levels or dropping off in form that makes it difficult, or he's had so many injuries to it that it's also made it difficult as well. And the guy that he put a lot of faith into, in Madison in that midfield and Basuma, both of them, two guys that he really has a soft spot for, have let him down, I think, on various occasions, both last season and sadly this season. And for Madison, it's hard for me because he played so well in the first half that I was like, surely, this is the Madison that we're looking, to see for the rest of the season. And then he drops off in the second. And it leaves you head scratching. It really leaves you head scratching for me because I don't like to just tear apart a player when they play well in the first and then do well in the second. I actually just leave sort of more confused. It's kind of like, geez, what happened to you? And that's one of those for me. And we do need more signings there. That's for sure. Everybody was crying out for a number 6 this summer. And I don't think Spurs really did that. They brought in Archie Gray, but it's hard to even know what position Archie Gray is supposed to be playing. And when he did come on, he does look a bit sort of still nervous. He does look a bit, kind of like he's, still waiting to get, kind of into the shape of things, into the run of things as a midfielder in this team. Both him and Bergvall, sadly, did look a bit intimidated because it's not easy being a young kid coming on in those situations. It takes a real, hard-nosed player to be able to focus like that and carry the team. And that's what we were asking them to do, and they just weren't able to do it today. And it's not all on them, but that's also unfortunate, is that we have to rely on younger players in this situation to do that. Artist is saying, sadly, it looks like Sonny's decline has started. I don't know, Dave, what did you make of Sonny's performance? He looked good in the first, and then, like a lot of players, we've said 1,000 times today, looked good in the first and dropped off in the second.
Look, I hear a lot about Sonny declining, and look, to a degree, there's some truth to it, right? He's not at the peak of his power. He's not a fresh 27, 28-year-old in his peak. He is getting older. So there may be, he might not have that same devastating pace, he once had, or as quick over 5 yards as he once was. But make no mistake about it, the guy's got the footwork, so he doesn't really always need his pace. He's just an intelligent player, very good player that can manipulate the ball. I personally don't think he's aging. I think there's been a lot of chopping and changing around. And I think we should be very grateful to Son that he's been able to bring goals up front, play it off the left. He's played off the right once or twice last season as well, a couple of times. We should be very grateful. I don't think he's declining. I just think it's one of them nights. Look, he tried. He tried everything. He was getting at Justin every time he got the opportunity. It's not like he's going to take on players and he's not beating them. If he wasn't doing that, I'd say maybe there's something to it. But he's still doing that. Just the end product wasn't there. And look, what I don't like is as soon as we don't go and score goals, everyone goes after our best player. It was the same when we had Harry Kane here. And I tried to tell people, they're not your problem. Look at the other players that we've brought in to try and help contribute. Brendan Johnson over the right-hand side. We should be more talking about him than Sonny declining today. He done absolutely nothing down that right-hand side. Sonny tried to unlock the door. But when you're a team and all you have to do is shut down one avenue, it's easy to defend against. It's other people that have to come to the party.
He was constantly open, Johnson, too, constantly. And, there's got to be a reason why people aren't looking for him out there, Same thing with Werner at the beginning of when he started last season. Constantly open, man. But, is it a lack of confidence from the rest of the team to just give them the ball and let them take the initiative themselves? I don't know. And then we end up with a lot going down that left side on Son. He's getting doubled up, and people are thinking that he's not doing enough for the team right there. There's more going on than just that.
What frustrates me is when we had Harry Kane, everyone said, sell him, we're not a one-man team. We're now more of a one-man forward line than we've ever been before in our life because we don't have a second player at Son's level to be able to play the way him and Kane did, and we need to get back to that. I know you're never going to replace Harry Kane, but you can still bring in quality players that are, in and around his level, his speed of thought, stuff like that. And that's where we're really let down. I warned people. Everyone said, sell Kane, it's grand. Son's going to lead this club. I said, hang on, not one player is going to lead this whole forward line. You need 2 or 3 to be able to do that. And now all of a sudden, because Son isn't doing it every single game, we're getting on his back. But, I'm not being funny. I told people this was going to happen. A forward line is consistent of a few players, not just one player. Even if you got a guy that scores 20 goals, you still got wingers that are assisting him and stuff like that. The problem is we're so over-reliant on Son. When he doesn't produce or step up with that match-winning moment now, he gets ridiculed.
Yeah.
I don't get it, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, I'd agree with you that sometimes we pin it all on the one guy who technically is usually our best player. He's got 17 goals and 10 assists last season, and people were saying he's past it, and still people saying that he's gone now. And I just think you have to then look at the other players. Then, if you're going to hold somebody to that sort of standard, if you're going to hold somebody to that sort of standard, then you do have to look at some of the other players.
I'll also question it. People told me Harry Kane was finished. He went and scored nearly 40 goals last season for Bayern Munich.
Yeah. Well, everybody, if you disagree with us and you are a fan show member, send in your fan cams, please, everybody. We would love to be able to upload those for, it's getting late tonight, but we can upload them as quick as we can. Definitely going to go out for you guys because it is part of the perks of being a fan show member that Dave and I put those together for you guys. And I know they're
in the community section.
Thank you, Dave. Spot on from you. Well done. And so, everybody, if you are a fan show member, send in those fan cams, please, to the email. We would love to be able to post them for you guys. It's now, a time where I think Dave probably wants to eat. Nick has to go eat. Got to dust ourselves down and pick ourselves up for the next game. But definitely some positives to take from that first half. And then sadly, we have to end on some negatives. And that's not the way that we would rather do this on the first game of the season. It really isn't the way that we want to do this because we love to be able to happy clap when we win the first game like this. We love to be able to go over the top and make, big conclusions about the season and everything. But this is one where we sadly were very humbled in the second half, very humbled, and given a lot of things that we spoke about last season, forced to talk about them again, which is just something I don't like doing. But this is part of being a Spurs fan, I think, and part of the roller coaster of it. So everybody, hopefully we can, ride out this season and continue to have many of these confusing reactions. So thank you so much for the support today. Been tremendous as always from you guys. 15,000 subscribers as well. Thank you for somehow tolerating Dave and I and, us for this long as well. And we look forward to still another season. It is only the first game, so I still am looking forward to the rest of this season. But we'll leave you there, I think. And thank you so much for the support today. And any final words from the rest of you guys?
Yeah, Nick, do you want to go first?
No, man, I don't have a whole lot to say that we haven't said other than the next weekend is a new match, and I'm expecting to see some forward thinking changes, some motivation on side. If not, then I'm gonna really start getting worried right now. First game of the season, I'm not throwing the baby out yet, but I'm looking for a big difference when we're at our home opener.
No, 100%. Look, first game of the season, very disappointing. Anger, I get it. Pick ourselves up, we move on, we go again next week. We started off last season with a draw, 2-2 at Brentford. We went on a 10-game unbeaten run. So let's go at Everton next week. Let's pick up 3 points and let's get this season going. And guys, thank you very much for all the support. Tomorrow, the under-21s need your support as well. Big game in the cup for us tomorrow evening. Come and join me for the watch along. Guys, that's it for today. Thank you very much for all your support over all the content.